still thinking about it.
Still thinking about it? We'll find out from you at about 5 minutes to 5, I'd imagine.
Around 4:40.
I'll take the Storm here at the QEO this afternoon. So Paul Hutchison has ball in hand. Round 8 in Bendigo footy. The top two sides, it's the Bloods and the Storm. Strawn and Powell to go up in the ruck, and it's Kieran Strawn down decisively to Whelan, and South Bendigo have possession from the opening bounce. Sheehan's in there. He's tackled by Geary and tackled well. Didn't get rid of it, couldn't get rid of it. So Shannon Geary in the multicoloured boots swings onto the right version and sends it out towards half forward. Code got there and had it knocked away. Umpire paid the mark in Paul Hutchinson, so the Bloods have got the football across half-back through Adrian Code, who goes inside defensive 50 to Sheehan, who's also got some Larry boots. That's not a great kick across the goal face. He set it up for right, but under pressure, couldn't find the touch, and a throw-in in the left forward pocket will ensue. So the Storm pressure is locked in early. Already got a holding the ball tackle and forced a turnover inside the forward 50, and we haven't played a minute as yet. The ball's thrown back in. Strawn wins it down. Oh, beautifully roved by Heavyside, who wheels around and kicks the opener. Sam Heavyside, that was clinical stoppage work. Opening goal of the game goes to the Storm. They are one straight. The Bloods are yet to score thanks to Aussie Disposals on Bendigo's Fresh FM. We take you inside local sport.
I'm not sure the coach of the Bloods would be happy with that. He had a lot of room to run to the right side of the and no one on that side of the pack too, and he just went across his body. It was a beautiful shot at goal. Nice start to the Storm.
Had an absolute paddock, 20 metres from goal.
Usually
not a good start.
Defensive side, they usually blocked that hole up, Jock, but it was left wide open. He said thank you.
Let's see how we go. Up they go. It was one down by Strawn. Strawn got it down to a teammate, but stolen by Formosa. Storm straight away again to half forward. In there, the battle's by Moorhead. Takes the footy on the left foot kick. High to half forward. Bloods in numbers get back, and the mark's taken by Harvey. So Harvey at half-back for the Bloods, centre of the ground. Good kick to Whelan. Now the Bloods can go forward for the first time. Up towards forward 50. No one touches it. Rolls inside. Chance for them down there. It was taken and kicked forward by Bartels, and he's put it through. Gee, good goal, Bloods, Bartels. And they've levelled the score one apiece, Normie.
Yes, they have, Jock. An excellent work by South Bendigo there. As you said, they got back in numbers. They were able to then run forward, and I thought for a minute that Bartels had lost the ball in flight, but he was able to control it well on the ground, and he actually ran away from his Strath defender and made the most of it. An easy goal for South. Great to see them respond so quick.
2.5 gone first term, 1 goal apiece, thanks to Bendigo Renault.
Liam Bartels with his 9th of the season to draw the Bloods level. Strawn thumped it down in the ruck. Bartels just barrels over Tommy Dowd. Got it out to Miller, who jams one inside the forward 50. Brady 20 out from his defensive goal, dropped it. Quick handball to Conway, who throws one on the boot outside the defensive 50. Geary collects. Handball to Moorhead. Back to Geary. Back to Moorhead, the two interleague teammates. Now Moorhead drives a low ball toward half forward. Sheehan couldn't collect first time, then paddle it to himself the second, then couldn't collect the third. Eventually it came to Hall, who runs through half forward, goes inside the forward 50. Strawn got there, and the mark at the back's been taken by Heavyside. It was like Stephen Bradbury. They all went up, and he just stood down and came away with the football, and Heavyside will fire from 40 out for his second.
Smallest player in that pack, Heavyside.
So Sam Heavyside has made a lightning start to this game. Comes in from 40 metres out on the right boot. The kick is perfect, and the Storm are away to a flyer at the Queen Elizabeth Oval. STRATHFIELDSAYE are 2 straight. South Bendigo are 1 straight. 4 minutes gone in the opening term. It's only right that when Sam Heavyside kicks a goal, it is thanks to Aussie Disposals on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Yeah, his dad, Mel, will be pretty happy with his work there. There's a song called Stuck in the Middle with You. That's where he was, Heavyside. In the middle of the pack, he had a tall player in the front, a tall player at the back. They all missed it and just stood there. The important part about getting that mark would be able to concentrate and keep your eye on the footy, but he started off with 2 goals.
So 4 in, Sharp just coming onto the ground now, going forward, no surprise, ball up. Chance down there for the Bloods. Strawn had it knocked out of his hands. They've still got some numbers, whistle on play. Free kick south centre of the ground.
Nick Howe's got the job on Lockie Sharp.
So the ball's kicked wide laterally. Belknaves put his teammate under the pump, but they've got some numbers south. They'll get out of it. Kick towards Bartels, takes it on the half-forward flank. Been good for them, Liam Bartels, so far this season. He is a player that's absolutely improved out of sight. Now he unloads. Long. Inside forward 50 to a contest. Nobody can take it. 40 out from the Bloods goal. Big pack of players. The Storm defence lock it up. When they get out, they can. Work to Sheehan. Sheehan goes wide to a teammate. Mark's taking it half-back out of side. And the Storm will get out of trouble.
They will, through Tommy Dowd, who's got the football, pumps it long up the line. Good mark from Wright, who floated in just defensive side of centre wing on the outer side of the ground. Kicks through the corridor for Childs, who started up the ground today. Lovely handball for Highwood, running through half forward. Goes inside the forward 50. Back with the flight, not being able to take the mark was Harvey. Connaughton was out the back. Bonnie was right there with them. Sees the ball over the boundary line. It'll be thrown in left forward pocket.
Storm are happy to press high. South halfbacks are happy to stay back a bit too, and that's what happened with Wright to be able to take that mark.
He was in good spot too, Harvey. Just missed by centimetres.
Yep, just floated over his head. Umpire will throw it back into play. 25 out from the Bloods goal. Smythe down decisively. Whelan might have thrown it away from the contest. Dean Goodridge wave play on. Moorhead goes in. Formosa's in there as well. Ball is locked up, and we'll have a ball up 40 out.
Joel, you mentioned Charles actually playing in the midfield. I thought he looked a bit proppy all of last week. He looks stronger today, and he's running and taking the footy hard.
So ball up, 30 out from the Bloods goal. Sheehan takes it for the Storm, lost it in a tackle, wants a teammate down there in Brady. He couldn't take it. They've got the numbers though. Storm should get out of trouble. The kick, 1, 2 grabs paid. Well done, Donnan in the back pocket. Wastes no time. They break defensive 50 to half back, and the mark is taken by Callan Geary.
So Geary's got it right in front of us.
Small doses of medicine are good, Joel.
He comes down the line and kicks the centre wing. Big fly from the side from Shannon Geary. No mark paid. They don't mind the high fly. Perhaps the third brother, Daniel, was the better exponent of it than Shannon, but Shannon tried nonetheless there. Here's Howe, who's running to space on the outer side wing. Nick Howe's got it. Been good the last couple of weeks. Just stringing a few together for the Bloods. Alex to play on. Send it out wide for Hare, who comes back to the corridor to half forward. Geary flew. That was Callan Geary. Then went to ground level and shoveled it out. Trying to work for the football there was Brady. Had it taken away from him. Now they come here through Brock Harvey, the Bloods. The kick inside forward 50, though, is poor. It's cut off by Hall, who switches it for Donnan, who's going to be able to pick up in front of the scoreboard. It reads Storm 2 straight. The Bloods are 1 straight. 7.5 gone, and that's a lovely kick and a really good mark from Callum Brady on the outer side.
Brady goes inside and gives it to Moorhead. He's got some space. Long kick inside forward 50, 40 out. Chance down here. Can Sharp tape it? He can. Got it on the boot. Partially smothered though. The Bloods might get out of trouble. Taken down there and tackled. Play on the call. Kicked into the corridor, and the mark is taken by Devaney.
So Devaney handballs off to Bartels, who takes a bounce through the centre of the ground. Ran into trouble. Great tackle, Hall. Terrific chase from Jake Hall. And he will get a free kick in the centre circle.
Now you say Devaney and I'll say Devaney. Let's call the whole thing off. Tomato.
Here's Hall, who switches it out wide to Brady. Just forward of centre on the outer side. Inside forward 50. G. Stringer just lost the run of the football as he went to fly. Payne in the forward pocket. They work hard, the Bloods, to try and gain possession. Seen across the line, though, in the right forward pocket. Will have a throw in.
Look, I wouldn't worry about that kick that was gone against South. They were taking on the game. He just went too far. He knew it. He just didn't get rid of it when he first thought he was going to, and that cost him the free kick against. But they're prepared to run hard through the middle, South Bendigo.
Ball in the Sam Mildren pocket. The Storm into attack. Here's Heavyside again, roving from the stoppage and chips it beautifully to Callan Geary, who will go back from 30 out directly in front. Again, Heavyside brilliant at a stoppage inside the 50.
I think they'll close Aussie Disposals in a moment, Joel. Mel will come straight up and watch this performance at the moment. He's on fire. Kicked 2 goals. Beautiful kick then.
I think he'd be here already, wouldn't he?
2 goals and a goal assist, perhaps, as Geary comes in and can't finish the job. Just hung it out to the left and 1 behind. 2-1 the Storm, 1 straight the Bloods. 7-point ball game. 9.5 gone in the opening term. That's thanks to Choices Flooring, Bendigo Bolt Carpets on Bendigo's Fresh FM, round 8 in Bendigo footy.
You needed more from Geary then. Great composure from Heavyside.
Kick out short into the back pocket's okay, and Code takes the mark for South. Right next to the defensive behind post. Back across goal. Gee, that worries me. Finds a teammate, though, on this occasion, so the Bloods.
But they've
Chance.
gained nothing, Jock.
Yeah, look how they've set up the field, the Storm.
Well, they go back to Code.
Kick to kick.
Still in the back pocket. Still gesticulate. That's where they started. Go long. Get out of the danger area, son. And he does. Long. Up they go. Marking contest over the back. Crone a chance. Paid the push against him. Free kick will go to Strawn. Strawn at half-back for South. In towards the centre of the ground. Chopped off by Formosa. Read it well. Plays on. Hand pass wide. Here come the Storm. Got the overlap. It's worked to Donnan. Donnan goes inside forward 50. And he's picked out Sharp on the lead, who's taken the mark forward pocket. Is that Lockie?
Yep.
It is. Nice haircut, Lockie. That's how we can tell.
Yep, and a bit of the beard action.
Oh, I can't see that from here. 35 out, 5 in from the boundary. Lockie Sharp on the left foot. Wrong side for the left footer. Goes for home. Cross the face and through for a minor score.
Plenty of support in the crowd for him too.
I think he would have his fan club, Lockie, somehow. Shy, retiring little pedal that he is. Storm a 2-2-14. Bloods 1 straight 6, 11 gone. First term, thanks to Aussie Disposals.
Sharpie may not be the president of his own fan club, but he might be the secretary.
If he's not president, he'd be running for it.
Here's Miller, who plays onto himself from the defensive goal square for the Bloods. And is it going to be a free kick for shepherding the man on the mark?
Yes.
So it was high contact against Sharp. And so the free kick has been paid right to the goal square almost for Strathfieldsay.
Yeah, he went in to apply a tackle. There was 2 South Bendigo players, defenders there, and I'd have to say it was a pretty ordinary attempt to tackle. Rather than just bump or shepherd, he really grabbed him and swung him around.
Don't see that every
Free
day.
kick.
And
Kick to
Lachlan Sharp is one man that you do not give a second chance to, because he'll do that and he'll make you pay. Lockie Sharp pounces on the opportunity, as he so often does, kicks goal number 49 for the season, and the Storm skip away. They're 3-2-20. The Bloods are 1 straight 6, 12 gone. First term, that is thanks to Aussie Disposals.
Yeah, just bad execution of a tackle, Norm.
It was bad execution of a
grab
tackle.
and throw away, rather than if the players want to run in, you are legally able to shepherd, but do it in the right way.
But South have got more worries than that. They've got to work out a way and work it out quick of how to get the ball out of defence. The Storm set up an excellent zone defence, and South have got to work a way through it and find an answer quick.
Quick movement, Norm.
2 of the young guns in ruck. Crone for the Storm. Strawn for South. Strawn got it down. Teammate was collared, though, lost it. Great offensive pressure from the Storm. Worked over in the direction of Sheehan. He goes to half forward and finds a teammate. It's taken down there by Smith. He goes towards half forward. That was a scrappy kick. Didn't give his teammate a chance. Bowled over the line, out of bounds by Code, and it'll be thrown in just in front of the 50-metre arc for the Storm.
Interesting to see Fergus Payne starting forward for the Storm. So he and Heavyside are 2 of the smalls in there. Lockie Sharp deep in the goal square as this ball's thrown back into play at half forward. Crone and Strawn both had the first chair, and then Strawn tapped it over the back. Well done from Hall. Slid into the contest. Got it out to Donnan. His hand pass was fumbled by Crone. Highwood led in. Handball to Childs. He's wrapped up.
Oof.
And we'll have a ball up. Still at half forward for Strathfieldsay. Attacking to the Barnard Street end in the opening term.
Brady Childs attracted a crowd.
Yes, he did. That's not unlike young Brady. So Dean Goodridge will ball it up again. It's a nice high lofted delivery. Geary, that was Callan, went through, kicked it straight to Strawn, who banged it back the other way. Conway and Smythe battle, bit of hair between the 2 of them. Conway's handball went nowhere. Now he lets the Bloods in. Brock Harvey's handball went nowhere. Devaney was there, couldn't take it. Dowd goes in, great tackle.
Lovely
Simmons, he wraps up Brock Harvey. And we'll have a ball up at centre half forward for the Bloods.
When you play the top side, it's those unpoor skill errors like that hand pass there that will cost you dearly on the scoreboard.
So a ball up across half forward for the Bloods. Plenty of numbers around the contest. Umpire puts it up. Sheehan, great knock. Jumped high, straight to Bartels on the left foot. High towards full forward. Contest. No one could bring it down. 15 out from the Bloods goal. Can they crack something here? The Storm defence. They stand up strong. Payne knocked it towards the boundary line. Found a teammate who kicked it.
It was already out of bounds, I think, Jock.
Yeah, lucky.
So it's got to go back and be thrown in about 10 around from the behind post. Bloods deep in attack. They trail 6-20. 15 minutes gone. First turn.
No one will miss Mitch Goodwin around the ground this afternoon. Got the green boots and number 60 on. I think he played his first game in 12, so he's had a fair downgrade. Crone went through the pack, did well. There is Goodwin burrowing in to try and extricate the football. Can't do so, and a ball up in front of the scoreboard. 30 out from the Bloods goal. 3-2-20, Strathfieldsay, 1 straight 6, the Bloods. Beautiful day for football here at the Queen Elizabeth Oval. Joel Peterson, Jock Clark, Wallace Teasdale, Norm Jenkin with you on Bendigo's Fresh FM. Crone up in the ruck, inside forward 50 for the Bloods. Hall's thrown to turf by Childs. In fact, it was Nayland who was in there and was dispossessed of the football. And again, we'll have a ball up still inside attacking 50 for South.
The Bloods have done well to keep the ball in, but they must score now.
So it's been inside their forward 50 for a couple of minutes. Up they go. Tap over the back. Well done, Crone. Taken by the Bloods. Kick was smothered. 40 out. Chance for them down there through Whelan. High to the goal square. Great defensive mark. Keelan Payne. Backs back. Judged it well. Goes into the back pocket and delivers to a teammate. That's Fergus Payne who takes the mark. So the Storm look to work out of the defensive 50.
If they were wrestlers, they'd be called the Payne brothers, wouldn't they?
They could
Makes
be.
Makes sense.
Because that's their name. The kick was good to Smith. Goes inboard. Gives it to Simmons. Simmons on board to Donnan. Donnan through the centre. Goes to half forward. Chance to
No, it's going to be a free kick. It's going to have to come back to Simmons, I think.
All the way back. I've wasted 25 words for the umpire to bring it back to the centre of the ground.
Why not the advantage, Joel? Because Strath kept the ball moving. It never stopped.
I think they did sort of hesitate, though, and so Paul
back
Hutchison
to Simmons,
blew the whistle.
Played on, gave it to Fergus Payne, and the Stormer inside forward 50.
Long kick, and Strawn sat in the hole, and they had a 3-on-2 there, the Bloods, and Kieran Strawn was able to mark, switches it now and finds Rogerson, who's been so good in his second season at South Bendigo, getting a run at the footy, injury free, kicks outside defensive 50, dangerous. Whelan had it knocked away. Geary by hand to Dowd, who gets on the left boot inside the forward 50. Gee, Shannon Geary crashed the pack, picked it up, snapped on goal, nearly kicked an absolute ripper. It was just away to the left and only one behind. 3-3, the Storm. 1 straight, the Bloods. 15 points the margin. 21 plays 6 at the 17-minute mark of the first term, thanks to Bendigo Renault on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
You don't sort of think he jumps straight into Sheehan's back,
Yeah,
into Strawn's back. There you go. Nothing for it. The kick out, marked by the Storm. They're back inside forward 50. Pass not good. It's loose. 40 out from the Strath goal. Player took it, locked up in a tackle. Bloods in numbers will run out of defensive 50. Will they? Yes, they will. Long kick down towards the wing, outer side. Childs out in front takes the mark for South. So the coach can set something up. Goes laterally, that's okay, and gives it to Whelan between centre and centre wing. They go into the corridor, then they come onto the grandstand side to Harvey. Harvey plays on to Connaughton. Connaughton's got the mark for the Bloods, just on forward flank, 65 out from goal.
Gee, they're a well-structured side, the Storm. They had 5-on-2 inside the defensive 50 then. Connaughton tees it up high to the hot spot. Heavyside, Crone and Bonnie all get there. They all spoiled each other. Heavyside came away with the football eventually. Little handball backward over his head was cut off. Came to Balnaves in the right forward pocket for the Bloods. He was seen across the boundary line and it'll be thrown back in 48 metres out.
Yeah, it's not that easy for Johnstone playing full forward at the moment. Delivery coming in is either on top of his head into the air or behind his back. It's South need to lower their vision a bit.
Ball's thrown back into play. Smythe does the ruck work. Crone decisively to Donnan, who tried to find Moorhead. It came to Miller. His kick skewed off the side of the boot. Was out of bounds on the full. And a penalty free kick will go the way of Lockie Bonnie.
Gee, their structure's good in defence, Storm.
Yep, they close that space down like a few others do. 19 gone, first term. It's the Storm who have made a bright start to this contest. They lead it by 15 points.
So the kick out's short. Oh, that might have been in dispute, but Dowd. Great work. Just got to the front, able to take the mark. Tommy Dowd still in the back pocket for Strath. He of the long sleeves centres the ball. Brave kick, worked well. Storm long, up over the centre of the ground to a contest. It's where the Storm's at their most dangerous, around the contested ball that goes to ground.
That last
and the
kick,
umpire balled it up.
Storm player took the mark, Joel.
Yep.
5 South Bendigo players around him. That should not happen.
Getting sucked to the footy,
not
aren't they?
one contest in that out of that 5.
So a ball up just outside forward 50 for the Storm. 20 minutes gone, first term. 21 the Storm, 6 the Bloods. Still a good contest though. South just not getting enough work done and commitment inside forward 50. They've got another chance to the centre of the ground. Here they go through Highwood. Hand pass back's okay. They'll go towards half forward. Marking contest. Childs out in
Good
front.
mark.
Took
Strong.
it well. Turns. Wastes no time. Long, vacant goal square at the back. No, just couldn't be paid. Chance for Johnston. Broke a tackle. Got it to a teammate. Kick was smothered. And the Storm, they get out of defence again towards half-back, but only as far as Sheehan, who's marked on forward 50.
So Sheehan inside the forward 50. Good kick finds Highwood. Alex Highwood will go back 45 metres out on a slight angle to the right and have a shot.
First time today that Johnstone had some ball delivered in the right spot. He should have taken the mark. He spilled it at the last moment, but it came from the coach after a strong mark from him.
Usually a pretty reliable kick, Alex Highwood.
Well,
6 goals on the season.
I don't know who didn't run where they were supposed to, but Darryl Wilson unhappy with that.
47 metres out on the right boot. It's a flat, wobbly ball, but it bends its way home. So Highwood kicks his 7th of the year. The Bloods get their 2nd of this ball game at the 21-minute mark. They are 2 straight, 12. Strathfieldsay 3-3-21. That is thanks to Bendigo Renault as we take you inside local sport on Bendigo's Fresh FM. And just before we get to Norm Jenkins, some other scores. It is Kyneton 4-1-25 to Golden Square 3-4-22, and the Dragons by 1 goal at Dower Park.
Yeah, thanks, Joel. Better to see South Bendigo working a lot harder at those 2 contests.
Ball up, centre of the ground. Strawn got it down again to Bartels. Good hand pass. No. Cut off. Storm get the intercept, centre of the ground towards half forward. Marking contest. Oh. Gone against code. Free will be paid to Fergus Payne. Wastes no time, touched off the boot, wobbled it inside forward 50. Plenty of numbers at the contest. Worked long and backwards to Formosa. Went between his legs, he went back and got it. Turns it half forward. Drills a bullet inside forward 50. Couldn't put a teammate on the end of it. Right on the forward 50-metre arc for Storm. Plenty of numbers around the contest. Umpire will ball it up, Normie.
Yes, it's a lot better work from South Bendigo now. They're getting more numbers of the contest and making it easier to get the ball away.
Didn't want a monologue, Normie. Just wanted to see if you're awake. Ball up on forward 50. The Bloods go out towards the boundary line. Can they keep it in? They can. Another staunch, another pack develops, though. Close to the line, and the umpire forced to ball it up again.
Feels like we're working with Whisper and Jack here this afternoon, Norm.
He's doing a good job.
Ball to be thrown back up on the outer side between wing and half forward. Storm by 9 points, 23 gone. Work it back by hand now to a stationary Simmons who swings the handball inboard to Moorhead. Dangerous turnover.
Great tackle.
Bloods led back in. The pressure was good. This time Highwood tries to find the football. Did. Tackled by Conway.
Gang tackled.
Agree with you, Jock.
It was balled up. So just on the outer side of the centre square. Bloods into attack. They trail by 9 points at the 23-minute mark of this opening term on Bendigo's Fresh FM. Round 8 in Bendigo football. The top 2 sides going at it this afternoon. Strawn down to Connaughton to Highwood inside the forward 50. Lovely kick for Childs who got crunched. Had to be a free kick. Nothing for it.
Gee.
Brady leaves the
Childs
umpire
makes
alone.
his argument.
Yeah, well, the player
he's
went
got it
front on
deserved.
at him.
Yeah.
It's just about a mark.
Yep.
It's a free kick every day of the week.
Broke all the rules.
Yeah, that's right.
So ball up, 40 metres out from the south goal. And
Dean Goodridge too.
Looking for a late
umpire.
one. 24 gone in the first term on the time on clock thanks to Tindercar.
I don't know all the rules, I just made that up. High kick towards the wing, grandstand side. Bartel stands under it, played on, got caught, got a hand pass to Strawn. He went backwards to Hindle. They've got to go now, the Bloods, they do. And Miller marks back where they started on the wing, grandstand side.
Quarter time, Calaval 4-5, lead Midiato 1-3, 20-point lead to the Red Leagues in the battle of the 2 big contenders out there.
Oh, play on, the kick from Miller. Poor. Missed the target. Gave it straight back to Formosa. He goes with a long hand pass to the centre of the ground. His teammate couldn't find the footy. The Bloods can. Wobbled back inside forward 50. Dreadful delivery to Johnston. Chance down here for the Storm. Taken by Clydesdale. Isn't that a horse?
Yep.
Kicked wide. Mark Pate on defensive 50. Oh, and again a turnover. The kick out of defence by the Storm straight to the Bloods. Into the centre. In towards Bartel. The big fella's got time to direct traffic. Goes inside forward 50. Strawn first grab. Mark not paid. 30 out from the south goal. Storm defence. Strong. Strong as you like. Out of danger. Back towards the wing grandstand side.
Moorhead spirals one towards Hall. Can't trap it. We're doing well in there was Hindle to hold him off the football. Going through Whelan. Connaughton fires in. Codes in there as well. Donnan though with strength. And then some composure to find Hall by hand. He got it to Geary. Had a bit of a fumble under pressure from Sheehan. Got it back, though, to Bonnie. They did brilliantly in the congestion, the Storm. Now to Smith, who eyes a vacant goal square. Fires away. It'll bounce. It'll track. Didn't quite find Nayland. It bounced left and went through the behind for a minor score. 3-4 the Storm. 2 straight the Bloods. 26 gone in the opening term as the South pump it long to the outer side wing. Dowd gives chase, as does Strawn. They fire in. Powell goes in there as well, and he'll come away with it and handball away to Smith, and Smith goes inside the forward 50. Poor kick turned over to Blair Whelan for the Bloods.
Chance for South now as it's kicked towards the centre of the ground. Taken by Highwood. Hand pass to a teammate. He was run down just as he got it on his boot. And the Bloods turned it over. Taken by Sheehan. Back to the centre of the ground. Worked over towards Geary. Geary goes with another hand pass. That was turned over. Bloods get it back at half-back through Rogerson. Kicked long. Back inside forward 50. Went over Johnston's head. 40 from the Bloods goal. Johnston back onto it. Can't pick it up. Wants support. Torpy's there. Bloods with numbers. Can't get out of it. Well done, Storm defence. Look at him. Brady takes it, steadies, goes to Hall, and Hall marks on defensive 50.
Chips it over the top for Geary. They're very composed, aren't they, the Storm, Wallace?
Oh, the problem with South Bendigo, they've got no players who can get the ball on the ground. No crumbers whatsoever.
So Geary goes up the line for Bonnie, who marks in true centre wing. Chips it short. And finds Powell, who's coming off for a rest. Back to Bonnie, under pressure. Had to go back to Powell, left it behind. Strawn with the pirouette in traffic. Had it knocked away. Powell goes back in. Now to Bonnie, by hand to Hall. They work it forward for Moorhead, who's tackled by Highwood. Got it away to Formosa. Now just forward of centre wing. Centering ball for Formosa. He almost kicked it the wrong way. It went straight to Smythe, who handballed to Connaughton, who goes inside the forward 50. Johnston got a shove. Free kick.
Oh, he spotted it. He's seen this one.
So Daniel Johnston's got it just probably further than 45 metres out on a 45-degree angle to the right of centre. He doesn't look like he's quite backing himself for the journey. Had a couple of runners go past. It'll take a fair hit from here. And he will kick after the siren, Jock Clark, at the 28-minute mark, which means...
I'm telling you that he won't play on.
Never cease to be astounded by how many times this can happen after the siren. Here's Daniel Johnston. The margin is 10 points before the kick. From 45, just on the 50, unloads. It's a good-looking kick. It gets the journey, but it hits the post. And it is only one behind. An entertaining first term comes to an end. It's been fast-paced here at the QEO. And it is the ladder leaders, the STRATHFIELDSAYE Storm, who have a 9-point advantage. The Storm are 3-4-22. South Bendigo are 2-1-13. In a moment, with more live local football, doing it for our community. This is Bendigo's Fresh FM. Through the middle, and Mitch Rogerson has been important as well for the Bloods, who disappointingly need the ambulance to come for the second week in a row for the player who was carted off in the reserves. So the injury toll continues to mount for South Bendigo. Second quarter about to get underway here at the QEO. The Storm by 9 points as we go into it, and they've been very steady. to open us up. The Bloods will come away with the football from the opening ball up of this second term. Bartels jams one on the boot toward half forward. Good kick finds Harvey, who's got it 65 metres out at right half forward. Gets a lead from Johnston, ignores that, goes longer for Childs. One out, Sheehan floats back. Ball comes to ground level. Sheehan did well. Handball was batted down to Payne inside the defensive 50. Oh, dangerous kick out. Eventually works its way to Brady. Back to Sheehan, who dropped the footy, then ran back onto it. Did well. His exiting kick wasn't good, though. Cleared the area, but only as far as Hare, who drives the Bloods back inside the forward 50. Johnston among the pack. Did he get a shove? No, he gave one.
Oh,
took a good mark.
He did, but the free kick will go to Keogh Payne, who's got it on the last line of defence for the Storm at the Barnard Street end.
3-1 against Johnson in that marking contest.
And again, as Wallace said earlier, another really high entry.
So the Storm out of the danger zone with a long kick to half back. And in the pack, just marked on the chest. Who was that, Joel?
Stringer, I think.
Just watch that bottle of water. It'll do it to you every time.
Jake Hall.
Kick towards half forward from Hall. There's a whistle on play. And it is going... Oh, boundary umpire. Does it to me every time. Just went over the line and out of bounds. It was a long kick and Hall marked that at half back on his chest in a pack. Went long to half forward, it's gone out of bounds. Throw in. Just outside Storm's forward 50. This is where they're dangerous. Big pack around the contest. They go to ground on this occasion and the umpire will ball it up. So Crone there to do the ruck work. Big Harry. I reckon he gets about 4 inches taller every time I see him, Big Harry. And he's against Strawn, who gets taller every time I see him too. What's going on?
They're all still growing.
Up they go. Strawn got it down. Couldn't put a teammate on the end of it. Bloods player takes it. He's wrapped up in a tackle. And the umpire will ball it up again. Still on the Storm's forward 50 line. It is 2-1-13 South, 3-4-22 Storm. 2 minutes gone. Second term. Thanks to Bendigo Renault.
Strawn wins it down again for the Bloods. Again, they fire in a big pack. Have a look at Harry Crone just get bundled over the top of all of them. Free kick coming to your man out of this, though, Jock. That is Charlton Hindle. So Hindle's got the footy. He sends a high ball to the outer side wing. Bartels sits under it, wrestles with Conway. And Bartels was the judge to have been holding. Probably... a 6 and 2 threes in that contest, I would have thought, but free kick going to the Bloods and a good mark taken by Geary in the centre of the ground. Just sat on Connaughton, then sends it up toward half forward and finds Callan Smith, who's held up by Hare, who's come across the mark and the umpire didn't spot it. So Callan Smith's got it. He'll go inside the forward 50. Geary the target. One out was Sharp. Got a hand to it. Couldn't mark. 30 out from his defensive goal. Miller, clever handball. Got it away to Rogerson, who clears the area now with a driving right foot kick down the line. Over the shoulder, paid against Brady. So Childs collects the free kick on this occasion at half back. Sends it to the back point of the square for Isaiah Miller, who runs inside the defensive 50. That's a lovely kick. And he's got Bartels in the centre square.
Bartels has support. Hindle runs past from the centre of the ground, goes towards half forward. Poor kick, turned over. Storm with numbers from half back and space. They'll go down the corridor. Long kick to an unmarked player in Geary. He's taken the mark just outside forward 50. Goes to the leader, Sharp. The kick wasn't up to it. Sharp battles it in front. Can't pick it up. Bloods get numbers back in defence. Umpire's picked out a free kick. It'll go to South.
I reckon Howe and Sharp's good matchup, Joel. 2 8s, they make 16.
Yep.
It'll be an interesting battle throughout the day.
Rogerson gets the free kick for South. Hand pass to Miller in the defensive goal square. He's got space, has 2 bounces, then nonchalantly kicks to half-back outer side, finds a teammate down there. It's kicked long down the wing to a contest. Up they go. Crummer's needed. South have got him. Here's a chance. Hand pass, stolen, goes back to Connaughton. He's got a kick across the body, high, inside forward 50. Mark taken, think it might be Harvey. Plays on, goes to full forward, Johnston. Did he scoop it up just before it hit the deck?
Can we go to the replay, John?
I think we might need the Hawkeye on that one.
Yes, I tell you what, Plough, I don't know whether that might have touched the ground a little bit.
Well, the umpire's paid it.
He has, and that's
he was
a good thing.
And the umpire was in a good position too.
So Johnson's got the footy, and he'll shoot for goal from about 35 metres out. Tight angle. 20 in from the boundary line. Swimming pool pocket to the Barnard Street end. This would be very welcome for the Bloods. Johnson's kick is a beauty. It's an absolute dart. And he's put it through for their third. So they go to 3-1-19, the Bloods, trailing the Storm 3-4-22.
Daniel Johnson, he gets it kicked on his head, at his feet and all around the place. By that time he had to dive forward. He presents himself all the time, Norm. So you need a leading forward like that.
That's right,
big
Wallace.
bodied.
He gives South something to kick to, and the first two entries into the forward 50 in this quarter have been haphazard. That one was a lot better, and if we see more of that, then South can make more of their forward 50 entries.
Oh, he'll get one laces out soon because he's had them kicked to him.
That's the
extraordinary
one
spots.
He'll probably drop.
Extraordinary spots today.
3-point margin, 22-19. The Storm still ahead. The Bloods come forward once more. Ball pikes over the head of Whelan, allows Connaughton to run back onto it though. Whelan picks it up, evades the tackle from Brady, and then got it around to Connaughton, who bends a right foot kick inside the forward 50. Bartels at the fall at centre half forward. Tried to strip the tackle, had the ball stripped instead. Conway came up with it, handball to Hall. He was under very, very hot pressure. And then Smith went in and laid a good tackle at centre half forward for South Bendigo. We'll have it locked up, but they've just lifted the intensity in the last few minutes.
South Bendigo's coach Charles doing some really good 1% things at the moment.
Up they go. This time Crone wins it down. Childs is in there, bustling his way. Got it out to Strawn. His kick toward half forward, chopped off by Hall, who's been good so far, to Donnan, who swings around onto the right boot, sends a high ball through the centre circles. Getting there was Payne, couldn't take it, and then Miller knocked it straight down to Callan Smith. Callan Smith will find Callan Geary, who couldn't mark in front of the scoreboard. Gets back on top of the football, sends it to the pocket over the head of Sharp. Well, did he step out when he kicked it? No, he didn't. And the ball didn't go out as Lockie Sharp collected it. Howe stole it off him. Eventually, it goes out of play in the left forward pocket.
Howe did all right there because he actually lost his footing. Usually if you go to ground, you're in big trouble. But he was good enough to get up and still have control of the footy.
So about 25 out. Ball will be thrown back in. Left forward pocket. 7.5 gone. Second term on Bendigo's Fresh FM. The Storm in attack. They lead by 3 points.
There's the throw in. Close into the Storm's goal. Over the back. Plenty of numbers around the contest. They go to ground. Bottom of the pack is Keck for the Bloods. He can't get it out and the umpire will ball it up. So a 3-point ball game early in the second term. Good contest. Tackling from both sides has been terrific so far. Two clubs that are fierce at the contest. Up they go. Ball up. Strawn got it down. Couldn't put a teammate on the end of it. And the umpire's going to ball it up again. Same spot. 35 out from the Storm goal. So they've set up here in defence, the Bloods. They've got numbers on goal side in case it squirts out. Up they go. Strawn, no. Maybe hit out by Crone. Work back towards the big fella. Can't take it. Kick out of the pack from the Storm is good. Well, Crone got it down. Then it bounced and it was taken by his teammate there in...
Jake Hall.
Jake Hall, who almost just threw it on the boot from 35 out and it's gone straight through the centre. Not much you can do about those. Good goal, Hall, and good answer to the Storm.
No, that's where something from nothing is certainly what clubs need in tight contests, and Storm are able to do it. The thing I've noticed about South this quarter, though, they're getting more players to the ball, unlike the first quarter.
Back to a 9-point ball game. Storm in front.
4-4 plays 3-1. 9 minutes gone in the second term on Bendigo's Fresh FM, thanks to Aussie Disposals. Footy back in the middle. Bartels tries to work his way through. Whelan's in on the bottom of the pack. And Paul Hutchison calls for a ball up. Still in the centre circles. Still not a cloud in the sky here at the QEO. Could not ask for a better day for football. Hope you're enjoying the call on Bendigo's Fresh FM. Isaiah Miller goes in. Well done, heavy side. Tried to come away with it, then Stringer had his head ripped off. In fact, that's Hall again. So Hall has the footy and been really busy early, Jake Hall. Good start. He sends it out wide. Searches for Payne and finds him, who now runs on, kicks inside the forward 50. A lovely delivery. It was Sheehan, in fact, who found Sharp lace out in front of the scoreboard. And there's not many goals kicked from there, but if anyone can, Lockie can. He's looking to dish it off. He'll have to kick from right on the 50.
He's
making
out.
Exactly.
Yes,
Just a strong lead. Good mark.
He will dish it off. He'll go to the forward pocket. Oh, the lead from Conway, who dropped the chest mark. That was a basic error from Harry Conway. Ball trickles over the boundary line. It'll be thrown back in right next to the left-hand behind post.
It could be vindicated and say, well, I won't pass it anymore.
Yep, I think he may not look to dish it off quite as readily next time. Conway should have absolutely gobbled that up. Ball chucked back in. Up goes Strawn out the back. Sheehan works his way through the contest. Gets a boot to it. Out towards Balnaves, but Hall beats him to the footy again. And Jake Hall now gets around on the right boot. He's a thumping right foot kick when he loads up. He goes to the pocket looking for Geary. He couldn't find him. It floated out of bounds on the full. Free kick's taken by Hindle, who brings the ball dangerously back into play, but the Bloods will get out of trouble through Hare.
So Hare in the back pocket for South. Takes his time, weighs the options. Then long towards half-back, big pack of players. Nobody could take the mark. They go to ground and the umpire is going to ball it up. Half forward for Storm, out of sight of the ground. Storm 28, South Bendigo 19, umpire. Looks around. Now he throws it up, Strawn. Don't think he's had a spell from the ruck so far. And he wins another one, got it down, taken though by heavy side, round the body, inside forward 50, Geary, good mark. Callan goes backwards, finds a teammate, mark taken, 48 out slide angle.
Callum Geary and Hall have been really dangerous in this term in particular.
Oh, they show their composure every time they get the football.
Super work from the Storm. So, shot at goal.
Brad Stringer trying to milk a free kick in the goal square off the ball. Went down like he'd been shot.
Got a jumper punch. It's not on, is it, anymore?
No, he sort of copped a bit of a feather to the back.
So the Storm from 50 metres out on a perfect day with no angle, and the kick
Lovely kick.
Is absolutely pinpoint perfect. And they have 5 on the board, 2 in a row. And that goal kicked down there by Sheehan has given them a little bit, probably the biggest gap of the game so far.
Yes, excellent work by Strath again. They got the ball, as you said during the call there, Wallace. Excellent composure there by Geary and Hall when they get the football. And Cohen Balnaves, who has been playing on Hall this quarter, will certainly be learning a lot from getting to the football.
The South Bendigo doctor just walked past eating a hot dog. Does he know where those hot dogs come from, Joel Peterson?
He may not, but if a doctor's eating them, Wallace, they can't be all that bad for you. And I reckon you're doing the hot dog industry a disservice, and very honourable disservice. Ball back in the middle.
What's that, Plough?
So 15 points gone. It's the lead for the Storm. 34 plays 19. A free kick coming out of the middle of the ground now. It's coming to STRATHFIELDSAYE and Sam Heavyside, just defensive side of centre. Going to switch it and send it out wide. Here's Sheehan, who's such a good user of the football, as he showed with his last kick down the line. Is that out of bounds on the fall? No. Stringer just got there, but juggled the mark across the line. And we'll have a throw-in on the outer side at left half forward. At Dower Park, thanks to Richard Jones going around the ground. 9 minutes into the second term, Kangaroo Flat have hit the front against Sandhurst. They lead by 2 points, 3 straight to 2-4. So a little bit of a contest out there early stages. Strawn goes in, throws himself on top of the football from the boundary throw-in. Lovely handball from Nayland to Geary to Sharp in the pocket. That's a brilliant mark. He went tumbling through, lost the footy as he did, landed on his back and then found it in his hands. And Lockie Sharp will go back from 40 metres out and try for his second.
In all that job, did the ball hit the ground at all?
No.
He bobbled it up with his knee, I think, and
checking.
Was able to get the finish. So Sharp comes in, left foot kick on the way. And the kick is as good as the grab was. Lockie Sharp's got 2. The Storm have got their biggest lead of the day at 21 points. They are 6-4-40. South are 3-1-19. 14.5 gone second term. That is thanks to Aussie Disposals on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Just winning a lot of the contest at the moment, Storm.
They are winning a lot of the contest, Wallace. They're doing well, and it's danger signs at this stage for South Bendigo, because if Storm continue in this fact, their use of handball in tight's been excellent. It gets them out of trouble. They then get the ball moving.
Yes, you're right, Norm. Bloods need the next one. Up they go. Strawn got it down. Then it goes back to him. Feeds out a hand pass. Worked wide. Chance down there for Sheehan. He couldn't get it. Kicked out of the centre by the Bloods, though, towards half forward. They got a player with the footy who's collared, gone to ground. Umpire's going to ball it up across half forward. So it was Jaden Sheehan with the footy. Couldn't do anything with it. 65 out from the Bloods goal. Up they go. Strawn again. But again, they read it well, the Storm. They take it away from him. It's worked over through Clydesdale. Hand pass good from half back. It's kicked long towards half forward. Up in front. Contest. Stringer couldn't take the mark. He's got support. Inside forward 50. Sharp has broken away in the last 5 minutes and has taken a mark on that occasion. 40 metres out. Tight angle.
Same spot as he was a few moments ago.
Yep, go back and have the kick.
He's one of those players, he doesn't mind leading and marking the ball on a tight angle because he's got a lot of confidence in his ability. This one was a pass across the goals.
Yep.
Maybe not.
No.
And the mark has been taken by Stringer.
That's poor defensive work, I tell you. Play at the back of the pack. You've got to check off all defensive skills when the ball's coming in like
Conway
that.
came flying in too.
So the banana kick from the angle for Stringer. They normally get these days, and Stringer's hit the post. Minor score for the Storm. They got a 6-5, 41, leading the Bloods 3-1-19. 16 and a half gone. Second term, thanks to Aussie Disposals.
His brother's here today. Brad, Jake, I think he might be just having a word to him after the game. Bit of a former AFL reunion. Stephen Milne just walking into the ground as well to watch the Storm this afternoon. The Bloods bring it back into play and they're quickly under absolute siege. Heavyside took it away from Code and a ball up 45 out.
When you're second to the board, Joel, you look slow, but at the moment, the leg speed of Storm looks far superior than South Bendigo.
Leg speed, decision making and skill execution. They're doing it all at the moment. Strathfield saying they hold a 22-point lead at the 17-minute mark as the ball is locked up again, still inside the forward 50. And they'll have a ball up. Just structure up so well behind the ball. They don't allow you anywhere to go.
Bloods haven't taken it away from a contest for about the last 6 or 7 minutes.
No, and they need to try and find their hands to the football and gain and keep possession. They're not going to do it here. We're going to have another ball up, still inside forward 50 for the Storm and still around 45 metres out from goal. 18 gone.
A lot of these today.
Second term here on Bendigo's Fresh FM. The Bloods and the Storm. It's 1v2 and it's the Storm by 22 points.
So from the ball up, chance for Storm again. Kick across the body, came from Formosa towards full forward. Mark not taken, spills out the back. Stringer runs onto an open ball and goes bang. And suddenly it looks too easy for Storm.
Look, Howell's in the right spot. Looked like he marked it, it bounced off, and they just pounced.
Yeah, no one goal side.
No. So Storm go to 7-5, 47. South have been, marooned on 3-1-19 for quite some time. 18 and a half gone, second term. Bloods are in trouble, boys.
Yeah, Bloods are in trouble, Jock. The Strath Storm, they know how to smother a side, and they've been able to do that this quarter in particular. They make every contest a winner, and they've been doing that and getting the football.
Game being played at one end of the ground at the moment.
Showing why they are on top of the table after 7 rounds of football, and they're going to come out of the middle again. Heavy side handball. Nice one to Hall. He sends it out wide for Dowd. Centre wing. Broadcast side of the ground. Tom Dowd gets on the trusty left, down the line for Stringer, who's really come into the game in the last few minutes. Brad Stringer's got the footy just forward of centre wing. It's a helicopter inside the forward 50. Crone, who has left absolutely no chance of trapping that one. It pitches right across the boundary line to be thrown back in 40 out from the Storm goal.
The thing with Strathfieldsay Storm, they've got confidence in their teammates, so they stay off the pack, so there's someone to feed a handball to.
Thoughts of Norm Jenkin on Bendigo's Fresh FM. At the QEO this afternoon, ball thrown back in, or Strawn almost took it out of the ruck. They shared the tap, and then he was tackled, thrown to the turf, tried to get a boot to it, didn't, and called holding the ball.
No one knows whose free kick it is.
So it'll be a Strathfieldsay free kick going to Harry Crone. So Strawn and Crone both went up for the ruck. I wonder whether it was a judge because he was tackled and took it out of the ruck, but Harry Crone, Darryl told us before the game he's been practicing his goal kicking, so might fancy himself a chance from here. Have to kick it every bit of 50.
Well, the old man Peter was a pretty good goal kicker.
45-degree angle. And his brother's was a very good goal kicker in under-18 football, young Xavier.
Oh, his dad's a postman. He always delivers.
Yes.
His son do the same.
Let's see how Harry goes here. Brody Child's giving a little bit of lip on the mark. So Harry Crone will strut in and kick from 48 metres into the man on the mark. So let's say it might have been a return to sender, that one, I think, for Harry in the Postal Service. Now Sheehan, Storm are back in. Doesn't bother them. They can do whatever they want. They're still getting their hands on the footy. Sheehan goes inside the forward pocket looking for Stringer. Can't find him. Miller chases it to the boundary. This time we will have a boundary throw in right forward pocket. 20 around from the Storm goal.
One of the biggest hits for Elvis Presley too, Joel.
Yes.
Return the sender.
But
look, it didn't go back enough, and Charles was clever enough to go back and then come forward a little bit.
Was the address unknown? That could have been the problem.
Shut up, you blokes. I'll do the singing around here. Throw in.
I don't think so, Joel.
Forward pocket for Storm.
This fascination you got, Terry Wallace, is ridiculous.
Nobody can get it effectively. Formosa lays a tackle, and the umpire will ball it up, still 20 metres out from the Strath goal.
It's almost going a bit David Koch.
He's the only one who's ever modelled himself on Terry Wallace, I reckon, Jock Clark.
I wrestled that bloke to
Where's
to
your
the ground.
headband?
Yeah,
Need the headband.
Don't start, you blokes. Throw up forward pocket for Strath. Strawn got it down again. He can't put a teammate on the end of it because when he does, they're tackled and they lose it. This time, no, the umpire's picked out a free. It'll go to South. Hindle will take it, goes across the ground and gives it to Code. Code marks scoreboard pocket.
It's got nowhere to go.
No, he wanted to play on and get it moving and there was nothing
No,
forward.
they're all Storm players forward.
Now he's called to play on. Has to kick it high to a contest. Over the back, might be a South mark.
Good body work.
Came from the back and has been paid to Whelan. Outside defensive 50. Goes down the wing, outer side. Contest. No one could take it. Blood's come up with it. Turn it straight back over. Storm go back towards half forward. But that kick, unusually for Storm, not good. And Howe marks at half back.
They're both using it poorly. 22 gone in this second term on the time on clock thanks to Tindakar. Miller's kick went over the head of Rogerson. Mitch just had a little bit of a moment where he went to go at the football and just fell over. Legs wouldn't go. So that'll be thrown in on the outer side of the ground. Centre wing. 47 plays 19. It is Sandhurst by 4 points over Kangaroo Flat in that game at Dower Park. Square up by 6 down at the showgrounds halfway through the second term in both of those contests. The Bloods to go forward here. Strawn tumbles one for Childs. Good mark from the coach on the outer side. He's up and going straight away. Goes inside the forward 50. Johnston caught at the back. Gee, not being able to mark there was Brady. They threw him to the turf. The Bloods have numbers around the footy. 30 out from their goal. Now it comes back. Connaughton one way, the other. Back on the right. Terrific smother work, though. Well done from Sam Heavyside. Got it out to Simmons. Simmons' kick floats over the head of a South player to Geary. His kick back through the corridor was poor. To Wright, to Childs. Now they can settle things down. Jake Smythe's got it. 60 metres out from the Bloods' goal. He wants an option. Looks short. And finds Sheehan, who's got it on the point of the square, goes inside forward 50. Lovely delivery. And the mark's been taken by Blair Whelan, who's 45, man on the mark, 45 metres out, but Whelan is directly in front and usually a good kick of the football.
Got the leg for this one, Joel?
Yep. Should make the distance. A little bit of a breeze, though, it looks like he might be pushing back into. Kick 4 on the season has Blair Whelan from right on the 50. It's a horrible kick. It's straight up in the air. He's pulled out the 9-iron. It was away to the right and short. It's tracked back toward the boundary line and off hands. It tumbles over the line and out of bounds.
But up until that kick, Joel, it was a better forward 50 entry for South Bendigo because they created space.
Yep, it was. So throw in, 24 gone in this second term. It is the Storm by 28 points.
Bloods need one. They've worked hard to get it up into their scoring zone. Ball goes over the back. Beat both ruckmen. At the back, chance for Childs. Can't take it. Kicked inboard by Miller towards the goal square. Johnson caught at the back. Can't take it. 10 out for the Bloods. Worked over in the direction of Belnaves. Threw it on the boot. And he's barely been able to hit Barnard Street, let alone anything else. Out on the full. Penalty free kick. Last line. Be taken down there for the Storm by Jemison Sheehan.
So Sheehan comes inboard, finds heavy side. It might be Nayland who's got the football. It is Jack Nayland. Oh, that's an awful kick from Nayland. That's out of bounds on the full inside defensive 50. And Jake Smythe comes in and just says, well done, Jack. So Miller's got it on the outer side. It's Isaiah Miller who's probably got the football about 45 metres out in the Sam Mildren pocket. He's going to fancy himself from here. He lines them up. It's a pretty, well, it looked good off the boot. And he's put it very, very narrow. The goal umpire did a lot of work.
I was watching the goal umpire and
I thought he was going to go back,
Yep, and no, he didn't. So the ball will be brought back into play. It's a weird old end to this second term. South have got it camped inside their forward 50. Handball to Sheehan goes astray. Childs wanted a free kick, won't get it. Now there's a little bit of push and shove in the pocket. Shannon Geary and Brady Childs are in there. That's a real surprise, both of them. And the ball will be thrown back in the left forward pocket. Bloods into attack. They trail by 28 points. They've only kicked 1 goal in the term. We've played 26 minutes on the time on clock thanks to Tintercar.
Throw in deep in the forward pocket for the Bloods. Up they go. 1 to the front of the pack, 20 out. Storm defence under the pump. They scramble a kick out taken by Connaughton. He lost it in a tackle. Worked over towards Bonnie. Bonnie got it on the boot towards half back. All Bloods beat everybody. Kicked off the ground into a vacant centre. Races on. Big Crone. Got to get the wheels motoring. Can't get there. Miller gets it for the Bloods. Goes back to Code. Code squirts out a hand pass. Goes to Hare. Hare goes wide to the wing outer side. The Bloods retain possession. Kick to half forward okay. Taken by Whelan. He swings around. Goes into the forward pocket and finds a teammate. South mark. 40 metres out. Tight on the boundary line.
I think it's Bartels.
Is it Bartels?
Yep.
Left footer. Close on the boundary. Well, over the other side of the boundary line. Doesn't get tougher than this. From 40 metres out. One the Bloods need. Tries the banana. Puts it on the boot. It would need a miracle. And there's the miracle. He has kicked it. Bloods get something absolutely out of nothing. They worked hard against the dominance of a big run from the Storm, and they claw one back. They're 4-1, 25. The Storm are 7-5, 47. 27 gone, second term, thanks to Bendigo Renault.
Yeah, that was more composure from South Bendigo there going forward. They were able to find space, hit targets up, and in the end, an excellent finish by Bartels there. He backed himself, he was confident, and it came off.
How many goals has Bartels got now?
2.
Yep.
He's got 2, Doc.
I'm supposed to be doing the goal scoring, Normie.
Into double digits, so becomes the third South Bendigo player to kick double digits on the season with his 10th. Now, going to be a free kick off the ball here, and I think it's going to Callan Smith, who was scragged by Jaden Sheehan off the footy. So Callan Smith's got it in the centre of the ground. Chips it all of 17 metres to Moorhead, who chips it all of 17 to Dowd. So just forward of centre. The Storm, after 3 kicks.
The Bloods have got to hang on here.
Left foot kick inside the forward 50. Conway got rid of Code. Good body work from Harry. And Conway will go back from 50 out, 45-degree angle to the right, and have a shot to peg one back.
It was interesting. They both have similar body weight to Joel going against each other, but just held his ground a little bit better.
Yeah. Kick to the advantage.
It's an important kick now.
Yeah. He should get the journey from here, Harry. From right on the paint to the 50. It's a long, high, straight ball. Is it coming back enough? It certainly is. Conway finds the answer for the Storm. And just when South didn't want to concede one at the 29-minute mark, that's what they do. 8-5-53 Stratfield say. 4-1-25 South Bendigo. 29 gone on the time on clock thanks to Tindercar as we take you inside local sport. This is Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Coaches always say don't go to ground on a one-on-one contest. Don't go to ground. He just got out-bodied then, Code. And good mark, good goal.
It was. Conway positions himself beautifully there to the fat side of the ball.
The kick was beautiful off the boots.
So closing on half-time. Ball up back in the centre. Crone, one down, taken by Geary. That's Shannon. Goes wide to half forward. Formosa leaves it. Teammate runs onto it. Kicked into the forward pocket. Defensive punch away by Hindle. Was good. Over the boundary line. Thrown in. Forward pocket, but there's the half-time siren. and the Storm look commanding at the half-time break. They're 8-5-53. The Bloods 4-1-25.
Yep, it is a... I'd love that.
They would.
Dean Goodridge holds the ball aloft. Still sun shining, no clouds in the sky here at the QEO. It's a beautiful winter's day for footy. And the Stratthfieldsay Storm are having the running of it. They lead by 28 points as we're underway in the second half. Heavyside and Bartels renew acquaintances, holding free kick, and it'll come to Heavyside, who started the first half so well with the opening 2 goals of the first quarter. And he gets a free kick here, sends the Storm forward now. Then they're running onto the football. Here is Powell at half forward. Toe pokes it toward Callan Geary, who can't collect. Code's there. Miller's there. Powell did well in the end. Shoveled it out towards Shannon Geary, whose handball went astray. Adrian Code was let back in. Took the football. Got it out to Belnaves, who pumps a high ball down the line. Highwood sits under it. Smythe sits under it. Smythe did well, but was tackled and gone. Ooh. Well done, Caelan Brady. Was able to trap Smythe as he trapped the football. And Brady's left foot kick out wide finds Geary. That's Callan Geary, just forward of centre wing for the Storm.
Geary on his own. It's just too many players in space for the Storm.
What's that?
To Heavyside is good. Shut up. Heavyside played on for the Storm. Goes long inside forward 50. Up they go. Knocked away by the Bloods defence. They should get out of trouble. The kick inboard to Connaughton's okay. And he marks right on defensive 50. Goes back to his teammate there. It's kicked long to the centre of the ground. Chance for Highwood. Takes the mark. Plays on quickly. Work to half forward. Poor kick. Miller can't take it. Lays a good tackle. Bloods get it back. Advantage paid. Inside forward 50. Mark is taken by Childs.
Yeah, nice work by Miller. And had to work for it. Childs had to go low to control that ball.
Go low.
His body hit the ground same time as he went for the mark. So, South Bendigo coach, important kick early in the third term.
Miller, though, lost it.
Yep.
Then went after it again and got it back. Yep. Good work, son.
I think I said all that. Thanks for taking note.
Well.
Brady coming in off the long run again.
A long run, all right.
Player on the mark is about 40 metres out. So Childs kicks from about 45, won't make the distance, just, well...
Poked at it, didn't he?
Well, I reckon he got under it because he misjudged where the man was coming in on the mark. Got too close.
Went through it head high. Both the players back on the line pushed each other out of the way, and it went through for a minor score. So a little one to the Bloods, 26 play 53, Storm in front, 2.5 gone, third quarter, thanks to Bendigo Renault.
That kick though, that had gone through for a goal, bang, you're ready to go, and this, third term.
Kick in for the Storm goes out towards Nayland, can't trap it inside the boundary line, and it'll be a throw in. Outer side of the ground, half forward for Stratthfieldsay. Crone and Strawn renew acquaintances. Heavyside bustles his way through. Gee, Crone did well, the big man. Got down low, got it out to Dowd, to Heavyside, who was dispossessed and didn't get rid of it correctly. So, free kick coming to South Bendigo. Connaughton finds Bartels on the front point of the centre square. He chips short for Miller. And Isaiah Miller's got it 52 metres out directly in front. He's a good long kick of the football.
I was going to say, he's got a good leg, Miller.
This would be right on the journey. If he doesn't see anything he likes, he's well within his rights to go back and have a shot. He's going to go short, though, not the 15, to Sheehan, and they've mucked it up here, the Bloods. Handball back from Callan Smith, just gave some territory, got it to Wright in the centre of the ground. Brad Wright, good decision under pressure. Found Miller. He's got Belnaves breaking for him on the wing. Goes longer than that for Childs, who marks it right half forward, 55 metres out. Bartels all alone inside the 50. That's where he goes, and that's who he finds. Bartels marks 47 out directly in front, and Harry, go back and have a shot.
Who's Harry?
Harry Bartels. That's what they call him. Yep.
Fair enough.
I've got no idea why, but that's what they call him.
No, just checking.
Bartels has got the football. 47 out. Again, man on the mark's gone back a little way, so hopefully he doesn't get too surprised by that. Kicks from 49. Long right foot. Ball is home. Lovely kick from Bartels for his third. And the Bloods are back to 21 points in arrears. They are 5-2-32. Strath 8-5-53. 4.5 gone in the third quarter. That is thanks to Aussie Disposals on Bendigo's Fresh FM as we take you inside Bendigo Sport.
And it's only early in the third quarter, but South's pressure's been a lot better. Their use of their football has been a lot better too. They've been able to hit targets up. They're not blazing away when they go forward. And they could get themselves right back in the game here.
Giles has been busy too across half forward. They're a better structure side when they can afford to have him in the forward 50. Ball up, centre of the ground. Strawn takes it out of the ruck. Gets out a hand pass. Missed the target. Ball into Spirit. Blood steal it back to half forward. Kick towards goal. Johnson gets back. Can't get there in time. Just touched through for a minor score. Oh, gee, that was a great takeout. Did it well. 2 in a row would have been good. Not to be, minor score. Good defence, Storm just touched through by Keelan Payne.
So well done from Mitch Rogerson to get it out of the middle. So the margin's back to 20 at the 5.5 minute mark. Sheehan chips to himself and then kicks long outside the defensive 50, but it was out of bounds on the full. He just kicked to the space. Hall came sliding in, but it wasn't inside the field of play. So Belnaves has got it. He'll go back inside the forward 50, and that's just as bad a kick straight to Jamison Sheehan from whence it came. He goes down the line, and a good mark's taken low down by Powell. So again, they muck it up going inside the forward 50 South. Powell goes long down the line. Stringer the target, can't take it. Right, thumps it away toward the boundary line. Stringer, Geary. Shannon Geary kept it in brilliantly. Socketed off the ground into the left forward pocket. Sharp gives chase. Howe's right there with him. Sharp bundles him over in the tackle. Then tried to collect the football. His teammate went in and stole it off him. And is there going to be a free kick coming to the Bloods here on the last line?
Yep, caught with the footy.
It is. So will be South Bendigo who will take it. And it is Jake Miller who's got the football on the last line of defence. Switches it now. And in the opposite back pocket, he's got Highwood.
Highwood goes to half-back out of side. Hits up his target. And the Bloods have got it just outside their defensive 50. Now they stop. That's not their game. Short kick is okay. Smythe, well down the ground, takes it at half-back, goes long to half-forward. Childs on a long lead, just can't slide in and take it. Storm will get it at half-back, and they'll get out of trouble. Hall fed out a good hand pass. Now they give more ground, though. They go backwards. Sheehan goes inboard to Dowd. Dowd takes the mark. 45 out from the goal, he's defending. Plays on with a hand pass. Storm now the kick to half-forward. Shocking kick. Straight to Code, who marked on his own at half-back. On the chest. Goes wide to right. Right's got a paddock on the wing at grandstand side. Goes with a little short kick. And the mark is taken by Whelan. So good keepings off by the Bloods. Chance for them to go forward. Gee, that was close to out on the full.
I thought it was.
Well, he was right on at the boundary umpire.
He was, yeah.
Get off his back, Normie. The mark's been taken. The Bloods, Bartels, goes long, high, inside forward 50. Up they go. Knocked to ground level. 30 out from the Bloods goal. Numbers with the defence of the Storm, too strong, and Nayland clears towards half-back.
Maybe only momentarily. Moorhead had it at half-back. He was tackled by Hare. Ball comes to ground. Still at centre-half forward for South Bendigo. It's locked up, and we will have a ball up. 8 minutes gone. Third term. Storm 8-5, Bloods 5-3, 20 points is the margin. On Bendigo's Fresh FM, Joel Peterson, Jock Clark, Wallace Teasdale and Norm Jenkin with you in round 8 of Bendigo football. Clearing kick from the contest comes from Formosa to the outer side wing. Stringer did well, then went to ground, had to keep his feet on that occasion. Bloods come back the other way. Whelan lasers one to Connaughton, who gets on the right boot, goes inside the forward 50. Belnaves and Hall fly. Hall knocked it to ground level. Childs dives in on top of it, shovels the handball back out towards Strawn. Big fella had to get down low and did. Handball now to Whelan inside the forward 50. Couldn't take it. Sheehan goes in for the Storm. Still across forward 50. Donovan's wrapped up. He got rid of it, said the umpire.
Dear.
Now it comes out to Sheehan, and his right foot kick down the line will stay inside the field of play. And on centre wing on the grandstand side, it's marked by Jaden Sheehan.
Sheehan gives it off inboard to right. Right to the centre of the ground. Poor kick. Turned it straight over to Callan Smith. Smith has it for the Storm. Goes wide. Gee, that's a dangerous kick too. Into no man's land. Races on. Wide. Chance for Rogerson for the Bloods. Does it well, the kid.
Well played.
Picks it up. Has a bounce. Steadies. Goes towards forward 50 and hits up Whelan. Whelan goes across the ground. Poor kick to Devani or Devani or however you want to say it. He couldn't get rid of it. He's attacked, taken away by the Storm, picked up by Sheehan. He goes to the wing outer side and the mark is taken by Dowd.
So Dowd runs on, kicks inside the forward 50. Sharp one out, can't take it. Roved by Geary. Around the body, lovely kick. Clever football. Mark's been taken, top of the goal square. Might be Powell who's got it.
Bloods blew it. One too many.
Yeah, just the turnover back into the middle. They actually had decision making makes a big difference. They had two players in good spots that could have got that football, but just came back inboard and lost the footy. End result, shot at goal from Storm.
Fergus Payne it is who's got the football. Playing game number 50 for the club this afternoon. He will go back and kick what should be a fairly routine goal from 20 metres out, directly in front. He slams it home, and the Storm again open up that breathing room over 4 goals. 9-5-59, Strathfield say. South Bendigo 5-3-33, 11 gone third term. That is thanks to Bendigo Renault on Bendigo's Fresh FM. We take you inside Bendigo Sport.
Well, just over 10 gone third term. The ball actually, South had dominated play in this third term, but that's costly.
They have, Wallace, and it is costly. I mean, their use of the football up until then had been very good, but it was just one short pass too many. Didn't hit the target, gave Strath their chance. They went up the other end and made the most of it.
Can't afford stuff-ups like that against good sides.
No.
Ball up, centre of the ground. Up they go, chance for the Bloods, or player was dragged to the ground. Ball jars free. Geary, clever hand pass to Hall. Hall goes wide to Sheehan. Sheehan takes it for the Storm. Inside forward 50. Chance down there for them. After the footy was Shannon Geary. Can't get it clear. Locked up by the Bloods defence, and the umpire balled it up. Forward pocket for Strath. So Strath again. Straight back inside forward 50.
Yeah, pressing again, aren't they?
Yeah, they kick another one here. They regain the composure. There's the ball up. 35 out from their goal. Strawn wins it down, but it was taken away by Geary. Kick across the body was okay. Can't find a target. Bloods defence under the pump. Have they got the numbers they have? Kick out. Oh, didn't hit the target. A chance. Wide hand pass. Gain missed. Chance for the Bloods to get it back, but they've missed their targets. It's locked up just outside the forward 54. Storm, and the umpire was going to ball it up. See, they're trying to play on South. They're going for their handball and trying to move the ball forward, but you've got to hit your targets.
Yep, when you're under pressure like the Storm are putting on them today, it makes it all the more difficult. Connaughton takes it from the Strawn tap. Can't get a come away with it and a ball up.
I'm just checking, mate. I'm going to have a chip, but I'm checking for seagulls. I don't like to share.
Ball up, centre half forward. That's a very high ball up again from Dean Goodrich. Oh, well done from Callan Geary. He roved it with one hand, tumbled it inside forward 50 to his brother, who threw it on the boot to the goal square. Sharp, off the ground, soccers it and goals. Gee, that's hard to stop. Callan Geary did well in the stoppage, got it to his brother. Shannon put it around the corner and Lockie Sharp socketed it off the ground for his third. Margin 32 points. It's the biggest of the game in favour of the Storm. 10-5-65 plays South 5-3-33. 13 gone third term thanks to Aussie Disposals on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
You called it right, Joel. Callum Geary, it's not easy when you're being tackled to get the boot to the footy at the precise time you need to do. And it was his goal, really. He set that up.
Yeah, it was an excellent effort by Strath then all round.
They just went quickly. So back in the middle they go here. This time it's Nayland who's at half back and collects the football. He sends it in the direction of Geary, who goes back inside the defensive 50. Dangerous kick for Moorhead. Comes off in the end, though. Well done, Jake Moorhead. Handball to Geary. Had it knocked down by Balnaves, but still found its way to Hall, and Geary just runs on. He's an absolute machine, is Callan Geary. He gets it to Powell. Powell to Hall. Hall on the right boot into the forward pocket. Sharp the target. Getting back, though, taking a good defensive mark was Brad Wright for the Bloods, who sends it across the goal face and finds Isaiah Miller. He gets on the right boot and finds Jake Miller in front of the South Bendigo change rooms on the outer side.
We know Sharp's a great player. He's worked then defensively to try and stop this where South have the footy. He ran about 60 metres.
Yeah,
he works both ways really hard.
Yeah, brilliant pressure player. And that's so much of why they love him out there. Gee, big tackle, and now it is on over the outer side of the ground. There's a fair scrimmage in amongst that. Down is Jack Nayland. And it is all happening. Smythe's in there, Hall's in there, Brady's in there. Sam Simmons having his say. Jake Miller, Blair Whelan. So they're all in there having a little bit of push and shove. Didn't really see what happened there. I saw Nayland got collected, but was it overly egregious?
Well, when players come quickly,
yeah, generally
tends to lead that way.
It's a good sign that it is. So Nayland is sore and he's going to make his way off the ground. And there has been, is that a yellow card?
It is.
Being shown as well.
Yellow card. South Bendigo player is coming off.
The Bloods will go a man down. And that is not good. And Jack Nayland is the man who is going to come off for the STRATHFIELDSAYE Storm, and he's still very, very sore. So it's Nathan Devaney who's playing his first senior game this afternoon and probably won't be playing too much further part at the 15-minute mark. Meanwhile, on the outer side of the ground, Tom Dowd will get us back underway. He sends it towards half forward, and now there's a free kick in the contest at half forward for a shove.
That was a late whistle.
This one's going against Jake Miller. So it was a late whistle from the out-of-zone umpire and Paul Hutchison, who came from a long way away. Now they work it to Moorhead, the Storm. Moorhead floats one from 49 metres out. Sat up for Geary almost. Stringer got there. Handball back to a teammate who opens up the angle and kicks the goal.
Guess who?
And wouldn't you know it, it's Lachlan Sharp. So when he doesn't get the ball first time, he's just as dangerous on the second occasion. Sharp's got 4. And the Storm are running away with this here at the QEO. Margin 38 points, 71 plays 33, 17 gone, third term, thanks to Bendigo Reno on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
He actually set himself for that. He actually held the ball across his body. He knew exactly what he was doing. He didn't panic. He had the time, Norm, and good kick.
Yeah, made the most of it, and the alarm bell's starting to ring for South Bendigo now. Strath's starting to get right on top, and their composure's a lot better.
And a man down as well, so that certainly won't help South Bendigo's cause whatsoever. Nathan Devaney coming off the ground, and Jack Nayland making his way to the bench, but looks to be okay as he sits down there and more just readjusts the hair than anything by the look of it. So maybe not too bad for young Jack Jock.
No, I know how he feels, so I have to do that a bit.
Yeah.
Ball up, centre of the ground. Sheehan went up, couldn't get it to a teammate. It's locked up at ground level. The umpire will ball it up.
Especially seeing as though you're modelling your hair after Terry Wallace too, and back in his playing days, he had the locks going.
Oh, don't tell me Plough's lost his hair as well, has he? There you go. Ball
Fair
up,
portion
centre
of.
of the ground. Moorhead got it. Got out a hand pass to a teammate who's collared. Plenty of vigorous tackling going on at the moment. And the umpire quick to come in and split it up and ball it up. Still in the centre of the ground.
Have you been able to locate any chamomile tea or anything here at the ground
No,
today?
but I told you. I showed you before this morning. I bought 2 lemons.
How have they gone?
Well, I don't know. They're still home in the fruit bowl, aren't they?
Not real helpful. Here's Moorhead.
Isn't that all you do? Just buy them? you got to do something with them.
Kicks towards half forward. Tumbles one down the line. Good mark from Moorhead. So Moorhead's worked hard to get to that contest. Sends it into the centre of the ground. Not a great kick. Conway's able to collect and then snakes around, looked for an option, got it back to Clydesdale, who off a step thumps it inside the forward 50. And a good defensive mark is taken for the Bloods. Might be Hare back there who's got the football. In fact, it's Hindle. So Hindle goes to the back pocket for Rogerson. 18.5 gone, third term. Storm by 38 points, their biggest lead of the game. After the Bloods kick the first here in this third quarter, the Storm have banged on the next 3. Oh, dangerous kick to centre half back here for the Bloods. Highwood had to fly, did some work. Donnan was in there. They crash in inside forward 50 for the Storm now. Numbers around this football with STRATHFIELDSAYE. Good tackling pressure though as Stringer tried to come away with it, and we'll have a ball up 45 metres out from the Storm goal.
Is that it for the Bloods? Their challenge gone, Norm?
I think it might be today, Wallace. They'll have to regroup after this and look to next week.
The answer's yes. Ball up, 40 out from the Storm goal. Worked wide, nobody can take it effectively. And the umpire comes in and balls it up again. South have competed well for a quarter and a half. Then they spluttered And just, I think the pressure has got to them. When you play the top sides, pressure goes up another notch. They'll learn from this. Don't worry about that.
Yep.
Their season's a long way from over. Worked out towards, might have been Childs, threw it on the boot, towards half-back for the Bloods. It's all Storm, though. Taken down there by Clydesdale. Fed out of hand pace. Missed a teammate. Clydesdale went back and got it. Well done, son. Goes with a little pass. It's okay. And Simmons marks right on forward 50. So Sam Simmons has got it for the Storm, gets a lead, goes into the pocket, up they go. It was sharp, couldn't take the mark, can't keep it in off hands, over and out of bounds for a throw in. About 10 metres around from the behind post to the Barnard Street end, the end that Storm are attacking. They lead 71-33, 20 gone, third term, thanks to Aussie disposals.
Ticked into red time here in this third quarter. Gee, Heaviside did well, attacked the football hard. 30 out from his goal, tackled well, ball up.
Harry Conway doesn't do a lot wrong, Joel.
No, his super player is young Harry Conway. He's surely can't be too far away from making a VFL debut with Richmond. He's been on the list and training and hasn't quite cracked it for a game as yet. Ball up.
He's a bit stiff. That it's the only bloody year Richmond seniors are doing all right.
30 metres out from the Storm's goal still. Dean Goodrich again crosses the arms. Nothing coming out of there. A little bit of push and shove in there now, but not too much to speak of. Still 25 metres out. Strawn and Crone wrestle for position. Well done from Donnan. Such a good clearance player. Sharp's little handball through the traffic. Cut off. It got to Bonnie. He was gang tackled. And another ball up. Still 20 out from the Storm goal.
How many players are around this contest, Joel?
Plenty
Have
there.
a look.
About 24 maybe.
It's like at training when the coach calls all the players in.
There's not one player in the other half of the ground. So ball up, hit towards the boundary line and over and out of bounds for a throw in. So it's all stoppage work in the forward pocket for the Storm at the moment. They've got a commanding lead as we approach three-quarter time. And they need to clear some of that traffic out of there, one would suggest. Bit hard even for the magic of the likes of Lockie Sharp to get something without the space, but they do. They come out with a football. Was taken by Payne. He goes across the face. Sharp takes it, stumbles, then he's tackled over the line. Umpire says throw it in. He took him on Lockie Sharp and might have got around. He just stumbled.
Yeah, I reckon he's enjoying his game this afternoon, enjoying his football at the moment.
He's an X factor, isn't he? He's absolute magic. You don't know what he's going to do. Geez, good to come and watch. Throw in, forward pocket still for the Storm. It's been inside their forward 50 for 5 minutes. Chance for the Bloods. A kick across the shoulder. Clears the forward 50, only momentarily. A chance now for the Storm to come again. A series of hand passes. Heaviside centres the ball. Can't get it. Taken down there by Jemison Sheehan. Throws it on the boot and kicks a point, Norm.
Yes, wrong side of the post there, Jock.
Nice work off a pack, though. Just got underneath it in the right spot.
It was, but look, the handball of Strath when they're in close, they seem to be able to find a teammate and get the ball moving and find somebody in the open, and they keep control of it.
11-6 plays 5-3. Storm in front. Closing.
Oh, horrible kick in. Hindle couldn't take it. Formosa stole it off him, and he makes him pay. Gee, that's just a terrible error inside defensive 50 for the Bloods. And the Storm kicked their fourth of the term. The margin is 45 points, and it's really getting away from South Bendigo. 78 plays 33, 23 and a half gone in the third term, thanks to Aussie disposals. Yeah,
the kick was neither here nor there, the kick in. There was two South Bendigo players. He didn't hit the first one. It didn't go long enough for the second one. And Formosa, we've seen him with his explosive pace today, got the ball and made the most of his opportunity.
Back in the centre, ball up they go, Strawn, maybe Powell, take out, Formosa's got it, Storm, here they come again, wobbled inside forward 50, chance for Sharp, 1-on-1, no, in fact it was Geary, took it, goes towards full forward, this time the Bloods defence is in front, and they'll get out of trouble, couple of bounces, kick towards the centre of the ground, and Miller marks for South, just backward of centre, pops up the pass to Belnaves, who courageously runs onto it, and takes the mark, Cohen Belnaves, just outside South's forward 50.
So what's he going to do with it? Surveys the options inside the forward 50. Handball back to Miller, who tees one long to the pocket. Bartels is there over the back. Terrific mark.
Good mark.
Good stuff from Liam Bartels, who is really emerging as a forward threat for them. He's already kicked 3. He will go back in the right forward pocket on a pretty tight angle and try for number 4. To stem the bleeding somewhat and snap a run of 4 straight for the Storm. He kicked the first of the third quarter. Bartels comes in from 20 out and kicks his 4th. South Bendigo's 2nd of the third term, his 2nd of the third term, and brings the margin back to 39 points. It's the Storm 78. They are twice that of South, who are 39. 12-6 plays 6-3, so it's the exact double here at the QEO. 25 gone on the time on clock, thanks to Tindakar on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Kick 4 out of 6. It's a fairly handy work.
It is an excellent job done today so far, Wallace. He's become an option.
Really good mark.
He's become an option up forward. I liked, Jock said that Cohen Belnaves went back with courage, and I've liked the way Cohen's gone about his job today. He's on Jake Hall, so he'll be learning a lot about the game.
Well, Cohen would be happy to acknowledge that his old man wasn't coming the other way. Ball up, centre of the ground, plenty attack the football, hands and knees as Childs. Bottom of the pack, can't get it out. Umpire will ball it up.
Around the ground, Jock, at Barker's Oval in Maryborough. 24.5 gone in the third term. It is Maryborough by 10 points over Gisborne. 10-point lead to the Magpies with a couple of minutes left in the third quarter.
Just remember, Joel.
No fairy tales in football.
No fairy tales in football. Ball up, centre of the ground. Umpire's picked out a free kick. They've been niggling Brady Childs, and now he's got the free kick. Centre of the ground. Runs on. Goes long inside forward 50. Belnaves at the front. Couldn't mark it. Got the crumb. Hand pass back. Found a teammate down here in Torpy. Torpy goes across the ground. Chance for Bartels. Got it. Tackled. Lost it. Can't get rid of it. Torpy goes back. No, he's been pinged. He took it.
Charles went for the double dip there too, looking for a double free kick. Joel in the middle.
Yes, he
didn't get it.
No.
Free kick Storm. They'll get out of trouble and kick to Geary.
He was looking for
I reckon he'd be a double dipper with the corn chips.
He was looking for a role in Top Gun too on that occasion, I think, Brady. Just putting on just a little bit of Tom Cruise acting stuff. Donnan came into him and just Brady made sure the umpire saw what was going
collapsed.
on. Meanwhile, Miller takes the mark at half-back. That's Jake Miller to Isaiah Miller, no relation. He's going to switch it for Howe. So the Bloods come inside the defensive 50 to try and slingshot it back the other way. 27.5 gone in the third term. The Storm doubling the score of South Bendigo. It's 12-6 to 6-3. Through the centre now they go, the Bloods. They've nearly turned it over, and now they have. Howe. Good tackle, though. Was able to lock the football up on Smith on the outer side. Then Dowd through Whelan to the turf. It came back to Hindle, who goes off a step to centre-half forward. Good mark by Bartels. Not paid. Gets to 49 metres out. Ran into traffic. Then Strawn threw it out of the contest, and it comes to Moorhead. The Storm, well, they're just going to hold it up. They didn't have much to kick to down the outer side wing, so heavy side marks on the back point of the square. He goes to Geary, who drives a long ball toward an open Sharp, who's been let go at half forward and has marked 75 metres out. Gets on the left boot, delivers beautifully to Stringer. And Brad Stringer's got it. Left half forward, probably right on the paint of the 50, I'd say. A little bit too far out for his liking. So he comes backward. 15 metres to Moorhead, who goes back to centre half forward for Dowd, who can look up and go. Chips it into the forward pocket. Lovely kick for Conway. Well worked, Strathfield say. It was methodical, and Conway's on the end of it. 40 metres out, 45-degree angle to the right of centre, kicking to the Barnard Street end.
Yes, the South boys were like witches' hats then of a training night.
And Jock, after the siren.
Harry Conway will not play on.
So Conway will come in after the siren, kick on its way from 45. It's a long way right. It just and only just sneaks in for one behind, but it does make the margin a neat 40 points at three-quarter time. It's the Strathfieldsay Storm, 12-7-79. South Bendigo are 6-3-39. The ladder leaders are well in control of this ball game. The Storm by 40 points in the other games around Bendigo. Grew flat 7-2 at nearing three-quarter time, so the Storm well and truly in control of that ball game. Joel Peterson, Jock Clark, Wallace Teasdale and Norm Jenkin with you. We'll go through the better players and the goal kickers as we go throughout this last term, which is underway now at the home of country football. The Storm, the ladder leaders, up by 40 points and about to march their way to their 6th straight win. Up they go in the middle, and the ball is high and up toward half forward for the Storm. Donnan runs onto it. He's going to handball and backtrack, look to try and find some support to get the football forward. They fire in. Belnaves is in there for the Bloods. Strawn goes back in for South Bendigo and a ball up. Jock, the goal kickers to three-quarter time.
Yeah, just the majors. Joel Sharp's got 4 for the Storm. Bartell's 4 for the Bloods.
So each of 2 at the other end. Bartell's with 2 in that third term kick, both of them for South Bendigo. Strawn won it down. Quick kick for Rogerson into the centre of the ground. He can't take it. Highwood, he goes in. Connaughton's well tackled. Was he taken high? He was. So the co-captain for South Bendigo will take the free kick after being infringed upon by Sam Heavyside. Sends it out wide, looking for Bartels. Can't get there to mark. Miller at the fall. Moorhead there as well. Well done from Dowd. Paddled it back and tried to gain some support, which he does now through Moorhead to Formosa, who runs into trouble at centre-half back, then found his way out of it really cleanly. Moorhead's handball for Powell was picked up beautifully. Powell's handball for Stringer. Stringer's for Donnan, who closes to 35. It's clinical from the Storm. It's brilliant. This is a serious football side, lethal in transition. Margin 46 points, a minute into the last term. Donnan kicks his first, thanks to Aussie Disposals on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Now, Norm, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm watching a side that is favourite to take out the 2017 Premiership right now.
Yes, you would be well placed to say that at this stage, Wallace.
I would be.
I just hope for South Bendigo's fortunes that the floodgates don't open up here, but they've certainly been run off their legs in the second half so far.
Well, Joel, we said this morning we weren't sure if there was an out-and-out favourite. Maybe we've got one now. Storm, very impressive.
Take out the maybe, Jock. You got one.
Take out the maybe. Get off the fence.
You got one. They're good.
Miller's got it on the wing out of side for the Bloods. Goes long inside forward 50. Childs can't run onto it. Smith can for the Storm. Little kick though wasn't good. Turned over. Chance for Storm. Chance for the Bloods to do something. Connaughton attacks the footy. Then he's tackled. Lost it. It's 20 out from the Bloods goal. Storm defence. Stand up strong. Clear to half back. Look at them go. They're away. Great kick towards Geary. He marks it half forward. Goes inboard. Good kick. Marks taken by Moorhead.
And Moorhead into the centre of the ground for Heavyside. Now to Hall, who works his way around nicely and then touched it on the ground. That was really industrious stuff from Jake Hall inside the forward 50, looking for Donnan. Miller flies, Donnan tackles. Couldn't get rid of it, and a ball up 20 metres out from the Storm goal. 13-7-85 Strathfieldsay, 6-3-39 South Bendigo, 3 gone last term. And the ball up as the really lovely day comes to an end here at the QEO. Been sunshine all the way. Strawn won it down straight into the path of Shannon Geary, who got it to Conway, who couldn't get boot to ball. Geary of the Callan varieties in there as well. Now Code gets it to Strawn somehow. Good tackle, Hindle. And all in that pack of about 20 inside forward 50. It's still locked up 20 metres out from the Storm goal.
In this performance today, Joe, it'll be hard to find a Storm player that hasn't performed.
Yeah, they've been really, really even across the board. Even the lesser lights like Powell, who taps it back towards goal, there's been good. Stringer runs past the football. Free kick. It'll come to the Bloods on the last line of defence. It should be Jaden Sheehan who'll take it. And it is. So 4 gone. Last term, Storm by 46 points. And they are running south off their feet.
Bloods out of defence towards the centre of the ground, and Connaughton takes the mark. He goes wide, gets a strong lead. That was from Wright. Wright couldn't take it. Now it's tied up. Johnston's got the footy just outside forward 50. Locked up in a tackle. The umpire's going to ball it up. Storm are a side where everybody plays their role, knows their role. And they're tough to beat. Ball up, just outside forward 50. Tap down towards player out there in Smith. He can't take it. Pack develops. Umpire circles. Lets him go now. He comes in to ball it up. Same spot between centre and half forward for the Storm.
So
85 plays 39. Storm well in front. 5 gone. Final turn.
Lockie Sharp about to come back onto the ground. Just walking along the sideline, having a chat to some of the supporters as he does. Miller goes in on the outer side. We're going to have another ball up, still on the outer side of the ground. So 35-minute quarter it was. Sandhurst kicked 9 goals to 2 going around the grounds at Dower Park. Big lead to the Dragons at three-quarter time, 105 to 44. So they are well and truly in control of that game. Donnan goes in now, but it's going to be a free kick coming to the Bloods here, and Blair Whelan will take it. Good tackle in among all of that contest. So Whelan's got the football, 60 metres out from goal to the Barnard Street end. Loads up long. Johnston at the top of the square. Didn't go for that one. Came eventually now through hands. Bonnie to Moorhead, who tries to work his way to the football. Did eventually. Came out towards Dowd. Childs was crunched in a tackle. Brilliant work, the Storm defence. Eventually the ball spills free. It's in the hands of Callan Geary, centre wing outer side of the ground. Kicks it towards centre half forward for Conway. Ran under the football. Miller did well. Dowd was better though. He picked the football up. 45 out, tumbled it inside the forward 50. Looking for Geary. It was well collected by Sheehan though. He shares it out wide with Rogerson. Brilliant from Donnan to smother the kick. But Rogerson picked it back up, sent it towards Connaughton, who couldn't mark. Ends up with Nayland for the Storm.
Nayland comes towards the wing, grandstand side, gives it to Sheehan. Sheehan goes short, and the mark's taken again by Donnan. Donnan back to Sheehan, who ran on. He crosses the forward 50, goes for home, and Jemison Sheehan kicks his second for the Storm. And another one to the STRATHFIELDSAYE juggernaut. 14-7-91. The Bloods are 6-3-39. 7 gone. Final turn.
One of the issues, I know South have lost their key forward a few weeks ago now, but in round 6 they kicked 13, and round 7 they kicked 11, and they've only kicked 6 here today. Against top sides, that won't win you enough football.
And they had 8 up until about the last 3 minutes of the game last week, of course, remember. Going around the grounds, it is Gisborne by 4 points over Maryborough, start of the last quarter, and Golden Square by 7 over Kyneton. So Gisborne have hit the front over Maryborough, and Golden Square by a kick over the Tigers at the showgrounds. Storm easily here at the QEO, and look like they're only going to get further away with this game. 52 points the margin at the 8-minute mark of the last quarter on Bendigo's Fresh FM. Belnose's kick inside forward 50 is poor. So from one who's been probably a poor user of the football today, one who's been quite brilliant with ball in hand in Sheehan. Out wide looking for Payne, who was pushed off it by Highwood. Back inside the forward 50 come the Bloods, but Rogerson's kick didn't really have a lot of direction and or purpose. And it was marked by Brady, who, as you heard in the effects mic, didn't kick the 15 metres, so Sheehan's mark wasn't paid. Eventually now it's worked out to Hall, who goes through the traffic for Heavyside. Clever around the body, looking for Dowd, and Dowd will run onto it. Did well there, Tommy Dowd. Shows a clean pair of heels, but he's run down by Hare. Good second effort from Zach Hare. Followed up the tackle well, and he takes the free kick for holding the ball, defensive side of the centre circle.
Yeah, beat 2 of them, couldn't beat the third. Bloods play on from half back. It's worked wide to Sheehan. He's gone towards the wing outer side. And he's found a teammate down who's taken him out. Might be Code, is it?
Johnston.
What's he doing out there? He kicks to where he should be. No one could take the mark. There's a whistle on play.
Yeah, pushing the back in the marking contest.
Storm free kick just inside defensive 50. So they run on as they like to do. Work to Simmons. He goes backwards. Now they go to the wing with a long kick. Outer side, up they go, contest. No one could take the mark. Crumb down there by Johnston again for the Bloods. Kicks long inside forward 50. Attempted mark, almost. Childs, not paid. Play on the call. Storm out of trouble. Long high kick to the wing. Grandstand side. Down under it. Waits, marks, runs on. Goes inside forward 50. Conway 2 bites. Takes the mark. 25 metres out. 45-degree angle.
Yeah, Tommy Dowd in the right position there. He was due to come off the ground and just held his ground, got an easy kick and put it to Conway's advantage.
He had Sharp to the left and Conway to the right.
Women to the left of me, women to the right. Conway lines up and kicks a point. So Harry just pushes it wide. And the Storm go to 14-8, 92, leading the Blood 6-3-39. 10 minutes gone, final term, thanks to Bendigo Renault.
Tommy Dowd makes a difference to this Storm side. Such a good user of the football. Kick out of defence from Howe. Miller flew high for the Bloods at centre-half back. That was Jake Miller. Eventually it ends up with Isaiah Miller. Handball out wide for Knorton, the co-captain down the line. Good kick finds Belnaves. Centre wing outer side of the ground. Cohen Belnaves has got it with 10.5 elapsed here in this last term. Strathfieldsay by 53 points. Up towards half forward goes the kick. Childs off the pack. Roved it well. Top of the square. Torpy back with the flight marks. Did well against Payne.
Yeah, well-weighted kick by Charles.
It was a clever kick. He knows where he would like it. And Torpy will go back. He kicked, I think, 2 or 3 in the last quarter last week. Hasn't kicked one so far today, and he should, from 20 metres out on a slight angle to the left, put his name on the score sheet here. He's kicked 5 on the season in limited senior games between South Bendigo and Bendigo Pioneers duties. It's a very slow, deliberate and measured approach from Braden Torpy, and he leans back and just pops it straight through. So a nice kick for Torpy after a nice mark. The margin is back to 47 points. 92 plays 45 at the 11.5 minute mark of the last quarter. Thanks to Bendigo Renault on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Yes, we said earlier in the quarter that we hoped I said I hope the floodgates didn't open. And it's been good that South have been able to hold Strath up. They've been able to get 1 goal back themselves and keep a little bit of respect in the score because they've fought admirably all day, although they've been outclassed by a better unit.
John Stone's come up to go into the ruck now. Joe, I'll be interested in your thoughts about South Bendigo's ruckman Strawn in a moment.
Yep.
Ball up centre of the ground, down to Childs, who takes it, got it wide. Rogerson's got it for the Bloods, poor little kick. Turned it over. Sheehan takes it at half back for the Storm. He goes wide, gets a lead from Stringer, who comes up to the wing to take the mark. Turns and plays on quickly. Conway the target, couldn't complete the mark. Contest just outside forward 50 for Storm. Umpire says, give it to me and I will ball it up.
It's been a good contest today, Jake Miller and Conway. They've gone at it in the air and on the ground.
They have indeed, Normie. So there's the ball up across half forward for Strath. One down to Conway, slick hands. Couldn't find a teammate though. Childs pinches the footy, throws it on the boot, wobbles it towards the centre of the ground, chases on. Heavy side does it well, turns in a wide arc, goes back, kick was good, finds a teammate, mark taken. Storm go across the ground. Here they go, they can set up, kick inside forward 50, sharp, dangerous. Turned his opponent outside the ball, Howe, but the ball just bounced away from him, over and out for a throw-in. Good work there, Storm. Kicked inside by Nayland. So he's recovered from that knock he got earlier. And the umpire to throw it back into play, forward pocket for the Storm.
47-point leaders, the Storm. Conway up in the ruck. Payne roved it beautifully, but his bending kick didn't come back quite far enough. It hit the post and put the margin out to 8 straight kicks. 14-9 plays 7-3, 48 points it is. 13.5 gone last term. So the Bloods well and truly in arrears, and maybe they're just finding their level after a few injuries. That's a horrible kick from Sheehan. Geary chips it over the top to Stringer. Open goal, and they kick another.
They do.
So they've had plenty of errors inside the defensive 50 today, the Bloods. That is something we have seen plenty of this afternoon. Storm up by 9 goals, 15-9, 99. South is 7-3, 45. 14 gone last term thanks to Aussie Disposals on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
Yes, the Bloods get plenty of the football, but their disposal lets them down. It's something they've got to work on. You've got to have a greater skill level than this if you're going to match the likes of Strath, your Golden Squares, your Sandhurst come finals time.
Yeah, absolutely they are.
I want to talk to you about Kieran Strawn in a moment, and just observation over the last 2 weeks.
Yep, absolutely. Sounds good.
Ball up, centre of the ground. Storm work it towards half forward again. Nobody could take a clean possession. Sheehan got out a hand pass.
So Rogerson takes it away as we order some more chamomile tea up to the box. Dowd goes short, finds Sheehan. Going to be left by our own soon here, Normie.
Yeah,
Sheehan goes out wide for Heavyside. Heavyside runs back inside of Torpy. Good kick, handball to Nayland. Nayland got it to Moorhead. Back to Callan Smith, all at half forward for the Storm. Now Jack Nayland on the left boot. Lovely kick to Sharp. Good mark, Lockie Sharp in front of the scoreboard. 40 metres out, tight angle to the left.
Yeah, once again, Joel, it was the handball there of Strath. They got themselves into trouble, but good use of handball, got themselves out again, and Sharp presented well. Ball was given to him on a platter, and he made the most of it.
So Lockie's kicked 4 to take his tally to 52 for the season. That low, flat ball is narrow.
Shocking looking kick.
Hits the behind post on the full. So out of bounds on the full it was. Penalty free kick to be taken by Jaden Sheehan. He'll want to do a little bit better than he did with his last exiting kick from the defensive 50. Not much better. He kicked it straight back to Lockie Sharp, who got there to apply the pressure. Ball went over the boundary line. It'll be thrown back in just outside attacking 50 for the Storm.
So the ball will be thrown back into play just outside forward 50 for Strath. They'll be looking to finish this game off. Don't worry about that. They won't have slipped into neutral just yet. Work to the front of the pack and, in fact, back over the line and out of bounds for another throw-in.
So I'll continue on the Kieran Strawn saga. Jock, I've watched him over the last 2 weeks. He's having a spell at the moment. I don't doubt his commitment and his ability to play footy.
Ball in. Big pack of players around a contest. It's across half forward for Storm.
And it sounds ridiculous, but I reckon he goes to too many contests. He absolutely runs himself ragged. He's got nothing left. He gets to a lot of contests, but I'm thinking he needs to work smarter in where he goes and his positioning.
So as the game goes on, he runs out of petrol.
Oh, look, he runs to too many contests. It sounds weird, but...
No, I agree with you, Wallace. I agree with you as the ball's inside forward 50
I reckon
for the
he's
Storm.
spent.
And they don't have any backup for him. So if he goes down, that's it.
Like, he's doing the best he can do, but I think, he just gets to too many balls early on. You watch him, he's like a raging bull early in a game.
So ball goes up. And they work it inside the defensive 50 to the South Bendigo. It comes out eventually. Sheehan has a little bit of a fumble, 2-on-1, and then ran into trouble and was tackled and a ball up. So still at half forward for STRATHFIELDSAYE, 15-9-99 Strath. South Bendigo 7-3-45. Man down as well, Kyneton, in that game. Dan Davey got sent off at three-quarter time, so they are 7 points in arrears and a man down halfway through the last quarter as the ball's worked back out towards the boundary line on the outer side and a ball up. Is that just because he would feel that he doesn't have the backup, or is it a sort of a responsibility? Is now the co-captain, and he's co-captain now, he's a young co-captain. Do you think maybe it's the responsibility?
Maybe just the way he's always played his footy.
Yeah. And he is a very fit individual, but...
The coaching panel has to take some responsibility for that.
Yeah.
So the ball's across half forward for the Storm. It's kicked long, back inside forward, 54 Mosa. Ran with the flight of the ball and took a good mark. He's deep in the pocket, goes to the leader, Sharp, who couldn't mark it, wins the crumb, turns, fires into the goal square and finds a teammate. Well done, Sharp. The mark's taken by Geary. 10 metres out, slightest of angles, goes back and kicks a goal. All too easy. Oh, he's got to come back and do it again. I'd written it down, hang on.
No, leave it.
I don't think you'll need the wide out, Jock.
Yeah, it may be a stage of just managing his time on the ground early, Joel, and also talking to him about his positioning, as in he runs to a lot of contests.
Yeah, just to sit back behind the play. But then they've got to instruct him to not, and they have to put someone else into that position to get into the ruck work.
Thing.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
It's an unusual statement to make that you get the too many contests.
Now Geary gets to kick the goal because it was brought back by the umpires a moment ago. The mark wasn't set, and the Storm go on their merry way.
10 goal kickers for the Storm today.
16-9, 105. The Bloods 7-3-45.
Yes, and the Storm have certainly shown why Wallace has now made them flag favourites. They get to
wallacebet.com.au.
They get to the ball first, but when they get it, they make greater use of it, either by hand or by foot. Like then, Lockie Sharp dropped the mark, but he was able to get around, get onto his left, and snap it into the hot spot. And they've always got somebody where the ball is.
So Jake Smythe's into the ruck now, and I'm thinking that maybe the lack of backup options behind Kieran Strawn could be an issue for South, something I need to address. Come out of the middle here, the Bloods. Hare towards half forward. Dowd. High ball around the corner as he was tackled, marked by Donnan. Are we finding the level of South Bendigo now, Wallace, with a few injuries, obviously, as Donnan kicks towards half forward? Sheehan's there at ground level. He's wrapped up and we'll have a ball up.
Yeah, look, I think most people would have known South weren't a side that should have been sitting on the top of the table a few weeks ago. Credit to them, they got to that spot. But where they've come from, I think, they're a side that will fight out the fifth position rather than the top three.
5 wins on the board helps them no ends. Here's through the stoppage. Hindle did well. Nice bit of work. Kicked up towards half forward. Flying high was Torpy. Couldn't mark. Simmons off the pack. Roved it well to Sheehan. Lovely kick to the outer side wing. Finds Brady, who gets onto the left boot. Goes inside the forward 50. Well weighted for Formosa, who marks 49 metres out, gets around on the right boot, lines the goals up, says, I want to join in the fun, and does so.
That's a nice goal.
That's a lovely kick from Josh Formosa.
He's a clever player.
His second. And the Storm now lead by 66 points it is. 17-9, 111. South Bendigo 7-3-45. 21 and a half gone on the time on clock. Thanks to Tindakar as we take you inside local sport on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
I know Norm's impressed with you.
Who's that?
Formosa.
Oh, very impressed with him. I watched him last year in the Pioneers a couple of times.
Yeah.
And this corresponding weekend last year, we watched him here in the wet against Geelong, Joel, and he was very impressive on that day.
97 disposals.
He did, yes, in the wet, and he knew how to get the ball and he knew how to use it.
Apparently, he had something like 24 tackles or something. Set a TOC Cup record.
There he goes for you again.
He is going. He's going to get tackled this time, though, Formosa. Someone in the crowd not overly happy about that. And free kick going to way of Zach Hare, who's battled hard for the Bloods today. Knorton's kick let him down. He threw the head back straight away. Coming back the other way is Sheehan. And look how leisurely he runs through the centre of the QEO. Goes inside forward 50 after a bounce for Sharp, who can't mark. Paddles it out in front of himself in the scoreboard pocket. Still got the footy under almost his control, Lockie Sharp. Eventually, he shovels it out. It's picked up by Geary. Round the body, clever. Finds Moorhead.
Tell you what, Sharp, he'd be a nightmare to watch. He just doesn't stop. He just runs just as hard in the last term as he does in the first.
And it's that follow-up and that pressure efforts.
Very low centre of gravity, so he keeps his feet.
Just a pain in the bum. Jock having to play on him all day.
He's brilliant.
I'd say to him, slow down a bit, mate. Can't keep up.
Could Code give Strawn a chop out in the ruck at South?
Yeah, well, you'd think so. Moorhead goes back and kicks the goal. Margin now 73. 45 plays 117. Jake Moorhead becomes the 11th goal kicker for Strathfieldsay. 23 gone last term. That is thanks to Aussie Disposals on Bendigo's Fresh FM. And especially when they haven't, like Adrian Coates spent a fair bit of the game off at different parts today as well. So it's not like they've really been relying on him inside the defensive 50, but he can't play. And Jake Smythe's a good player, and you can't play him in the ruck, though.
No.
You cannot play Jake Smythe in the ruck. He's no taller than me.
No.
And I'm not playing in the ruck anytime soon.
Clutching at straws.
Yeah.
In they go. Powell wins it down comfortably.
You'd be better off to play Bartels in the ruck, because at least he's got the vertical leap.
There's a whistle on play.
There's Formosa again.
Yeah, free kick Formosa goes with a short kick to Moorhead. And Moorhead's got it. Still virtually in the centre of the ground. He'll set something up for the Storm as he goes wide. Good lead. Finds the target. Mark taken. Is that Geary?
Yep.
Who plays on. Goes to the front of the goal square. Up they go. Conway couldn't complete the mark. 20 out for the Storm goal. Kicked off the ground. Formosa. No, Geary takes it. Hand pass to a teammate. He's under the pump. Has to get rid of it. To Donnellan. He's got it. He wants support. Goes back. Finds a teammate in Stringer who turns. Wanted Formosa. Kicked it over his head. That won't help. Moorhead comes in. Picks it up.
Oh, if
Harry!
Fires at goal.
Conway to let it go, it's through.
Conway spoiled it on the line.
Went all the way. And Harry said, sorry,
I think
Jake.
Harry will be buying Jake one tonight.
His supporter going past his mouth open watching you, Jockey. Didn't realise Terry Wallace was up here calling local footy.
Plough.
Yeah.
Did Plough win a Brownlow?
Well,
No.
I'm not sure. Not for his voice, anyway.
18-10.
I don't know why you're
the Storm.
fascinated with him.
7-3 South Bendigo.
He defends his code for the
Oh,
Bloods. He goes short and finds Miller. Miller by hand to Harvey. Back
Used to
to
have
Miller.
some respect.
Isaiah
There's
Miller running
Where'd
on.
he go?
2 bounces, 3 bounces.
Oh,
This would be
goal.
a brilliant goal if he can finish it.
Oh,
He
no.
can't. Would
That
have
was
been-
one for the promo, Joel.
Yeah, it would have
Nearly.
been a highlight for all highlights if Miller had have kicked
Oh, look,
that.
the kick in.
shocking
Oh,
kick
the
in.
kick in is absolutely Scheisenhausen from the Storm. It's eventually going to work out to Donnan, down the line to Bonnie. So the margin is 72 points the way Stratfield say. 18-10, 118 to South Bendigo, 7-4-46. That's at the 26-minute mark of the last term on Bendigo's Fresh FM.
So Bonnie went to Payne, Payne to Conway. Formosa got the crumb, got it to Powell. Powell goes inboard to Moorhead. Moorhead wobbles it inside forward 50 for Storm to Geary. Shannon goes to the front of the goal square to Sharp. Knocked away. Can't complete the mark. 2 to beat. 10 out. Bloods under the pump. Work it wide. They'll get out of trouble through Zach Hare, who takes it. Runs outside. Defensive 50. Sells Connaughton into trouble. Ball loose. Still across half forward for Storm. Now they lock it up. And the umpire comes in, he'll ball it up.
You're correcting, attracting a crowd today, Jock. They're fascinated, the people going by.
Can't believe it. Fair income.
I'll tell you what, South were lucky there that they didn't get a free against them for dragging the ball in.
I'm going to do something with that lemon when I go home.
And I think Zach Hare's lucky that Aaron Connaughton hopefully won't have a couple of kind words to say to him after the game. He certainly sold him into trouble.
Yes.
You were spot on, Jock. Geary inside the forward 50, meanwhile, shovels it out to Callan Smith. He fires and misses. So the Storm are peppering the goalface late. Kicked 6 goals, 4 in this quarter.
Yeah, I'm not thinking South have turned it up. They're just outclassed today.
Agreed there, Wallace. They've been beaten by a better unit with better skills by both hand and foot.
They've made mistakes, but they've been forced into an equal amount. 73 points is the margin again. 119 plays 46. 27 gone in the last term. Good tackle there from Nayland on the outer side. Ball's locked up.
When Strath
another
make a
ball up.
mistake, Joel, they're able to get out of it. They know what to do. They've got more composure, but when South make a mistake, they turn the ball over 90% of the time.
So there's the ball up, still across half forward for the Storm. Powell got it down, worked out to Geary. Geary's got support, goes back to Smith, who goes inboard to Sharp. And Sharp has marked 35 out, almost directly in front.
In this scenario, late in the game, forward marks it. Sometimes they pass it off. Loggy never a chance to pass it off, is he?
Lockie Sharp from 40 metres kicks his 5th. So I think South would be very happy for the siren to go as soon as is possible.
Interesting little pass by Smith. I gather that was his opposite foot,
Yep.
Joe?
Yep.
And after taking
Got
the
the
mark...
job done, by the way.
That's right, Wallace. And after taking the
style.
mark, we had a low 5 between both boys as Lockie Sharp ran past him.
Low 5.
Yes, low 5.
19-11, 1-2-5, Storm, 7-4-46, the Bloods. 28 gone, final term, thanks to Aussie Disposals.
What do you call it when you do it like at shoulder height and it's not a high 5 and it's not a low 5? Do they have a name for that, Normie?
Just a 5.
Just a 5. There you go. Have you ever given someone just a 5 after you delivered the lace out?
I'm not
Well,
thinking Normie's a hi-fi
Nah.
sort of guy,
What did
Joel.
What did Bill call it in the 12th man? I'm not sure we can say it in this time slot.
No, we can't.
But he
Some stations would, but
yeah, well, some
ours
might.
not so much.
No, depending on when you were listening this morning. Belnaves, he goes through the middle of the ground. Brady Childs is still bustling his way through contest, still laying himself into this contest wholeheartedly. Simmons comes away with the football. Good kick for Payne, who had code draped all over him on centre wing and was still able to mark. So Fergus Payne, I said earlier, playing game number 50 for the Storm this afternoon in the seniors, goes inside forward 50. Conway outpointed Miller, then
Good
played
mark.
on,
Oh.
straight into trouble. Hare picked it up, round the body. Whelan and Bonnie neither really wanted to keep it in. Ball goes over the line out of bounds, and it'll be thrown back into play where the boundary intersects the 50 at right half forward. The Storm lead by 79 points. They've kicked 7 goals, 4 in the last term. That is South Bendigo's entire score for the day.
Throw in, right on forward, 50. Bloods with a kick out of defence to the centre of the ground is good. Taken by Harvey. He goes inside forward, 50. Kicked it over the head of his teammate who led for him down there. That was Hindle. They go back and get the football though, South. Wobbled inside forward, 50. Storm defence, under the pump. Can they get it out? Umpire's picked out a free kick. It'll go to Storm, they will. Simmons takes it. Goes wide to the wing. And there's the final siren. Thank goodness, says everybody. Don't have to listen to me anymore.
Exactly right.
Good on you, Terry.
Storm, 19-11, 125. Strong winners over the Bloods, 7-4, 46.
Other